We're live.
Hello, and welcome to the 34th episode of the Destiny Community Podcast, brought to you by Blue Microphones and Headphones. This week, we're like a week past from the Destiny 2 reveal, so it's all old news. We're all tired of it.
2 weeks
waiting
deep.
on Destiny.
Over it.
2 weeks deep. We're waiting on Destiny 3 right now,
Yep.
and to help us get through this. Yeah, 2.5 now. We are getting through, this absolutely dense content drought. To help us through that salty time is Robbie V. Hello, sir.
What's up? How are you doing?
Robbie,
good.
Guys? You like that? The
What's
X?
this?
Will
X
X
don't
action?
give it to you.
Nice.
X don't give it to you.
They're going to give
I
it to you.
Okay.
Welcome, sir.
Thank you. Thank you for having me, guys.
And I don't know why it took us this long to get the entire Dream Team cast.
I don't know.
On the
Did
show.
you just had to wait for me?
But
I mean, I
that's
asked,
right.
and you're like,
Right?
oh, I don't know. We'll see if I can fit you in.
I did not.
Ever since
sounds like Pope.
ever since that kind of fabled interaction with the sword hilts.
Oh, right.
I forgot about that. That was
Right.
bad.
I didn't forget about that.
We have never forgotten about that.
That was bad, dude. You were actually like so mad.
I was actually
like, you
tilted.
were over it.
I was
His
actually
face was
tilted,
red.
Yeah.
He was
His face was
sword
red.
tilted.
Yeah, it was bad.
The hilt tilt was real. Yeah. Yep.
And the great part about that is that since you guys aren't a podcast, we are still undefeated.
Yeah. That's a matter of fact.
That doesn't work. We're a podcast, kind of.
Nope, you're not.
No,
You're
no.
not an official
Our
podcast.
videos and stuff.
No podcast.
No.
Not a
Okay,
podcast.
so if we have one podcast and then play again,
Yes, that works.
Then
do
you
we
would-
have
then
to have
you'd
like
be
an
tight.
official
Again.
podcast.
Yeah.
But you cannot retroactively become a podcast.
How
and
long does it
expect-
have to be considered a podcast? Can we make like a
5
3
episodes.
thing? 5 episodes.
5 episodes.
5 episodes
Down.
at least 45 minutes apiece.
45 minutes a piece, 5 episodes. I'll
Yes.
see if we can fit
You can
that
do
in.
that.
Yes, you can
To
do
try
it.
and beat you guys.
You can knock that out in like 10 minutes. You'll be fine.
But you understand, though, if you do go through all that work, we're not going to be so easy on you.
You're not going to be so easy. Well, we have a guy named Mr. Fruit, okay? And he's actually really good at every video game ever. So we should be all right. Even though
Hey.
we never played Destiny anymore that much.
So is it true that he had 1 million subs on
He did
YouTube?
hit
Yeah.
1 million subs
It's
today,
amazing.
which is
What a
actually
milestone.
crazy.
That is
That
crazy.
is
really
a big number.
Because I remember when he hit 5,000 subs, it was like, 5,000, dude, that's crazy. Then 10K came, and then 50K came, and then 100K, and now here he is. It's pretty insane.
That is insane.
Are you
It's
guys
amazing.
planning on something special?
I don't know.
for that?
I know what he's planning, but I can't say anything. But it's going to be
Come
really
on,
cool.
leak it, dude.
Yeah,
Leak
I'm
it.
really excited.
Yeah, now's the time.
Podcasts are for leaks.
Yeah.
Come on.
we haven't had a lot of leaks
I'm
this,
not a
this
whistleblower.
season.
We won't tell
Destiny
anybody.
needs something.
No, we need more leak.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're not going to let anybody know. We won't tell
I'm
us.
not leaking. His information is safe with me.
So, speaking of you,
Yeah.
tell us about yourself. Why are you here with us? What does Destiny mean to you? Tell us about who you are. Give us the information on Robbie V.
Destiny is like something that me and Mr. Fruit played just to get through college together. And then about 6 months into it, he's like, well, let's just make a video. Like, do you have a mic? And I was like, no. So we met on campus and like he gave me a mic. And then that night we recorded a video with Blue Westlow. And then the video went up the next day. And then before we knew it, it had like 350,000 views. And then we've never missed a Tuesday since. And that was about 2.5 years ago. So just like, it's like Destiny just is like memories and everything like that. And I love this community, man. It's awesome. And then just everybody in it, like Tefty, Watts, Breyer, everybody, man. It's just really
He skipped
cool.
me, by the
coming
way.
Together.
You skipped
Oh,
me.
whatever.
What
You're
he
like
meant
one of
was
the first
everybody
people I
but
ever
Pope.
met, Pope.
Yeah.
At that E3 party. That was fun.
Hey, so you guys are friends in real life.
Yeah.
You met. You didn't meet playing Destiny.
No,
So how did the Dream Team form? Tell us this history of that.
I've met Christian. 5th grade was the first day I ever met him. First day of 5th grade when I moved to my new town. And then he lived like two houses down the block. And then we always played video games together. And then, like I said, in college one day I was doing homework and he asked if I wanted to record. And this is when he had around like 70K, 80K subscribers. And I was like really nervous to like actually do it. And then I was like, is it just going to be us two? And he's like, no, a guy named Blue Westlow who like designs stuff is going to play with us. I was like, okay, that's cool. And then he joined the party and then we synced our audio just like we did earlier. And
And is that the full cast of the Dream Team?
Yeah, that's the full cast.
Is there a story as to how you got the name Dream Team, or is it just because you looked at each other and were like, oh yeah?
The 1994 USA basketball team was like the idea behind it, because like I was Larry Bird, I think Blue was like Magic Johnson, and then Blue or Christian was Michael Jordan. So that's how like it kind of came about, because I think the first thumbnail is actually of like Larry Bird, Michael Jordan, Magic Johnson. So I think that's how it kind of came about.
Nice.
And so you guys got started doing these things. You thought they were fun. And did you gravitate initially towards Twitch or making videos?
No,
what was your...
I wasn't doing anything. I was just still going to school. I didn't go live or anything till like 7 months into it. So like we started recording around March, and I didn't go live until around August or September. So I was just kind of going to school, and while he was kind of on his own grind. And then Blue was like uploading to YouTube every once in a while. But no, I was kind of just sticking to school before I even thought of Twitch. I had a job. My dad was telling me to get a job while I was up here in college. So I got a job at the movie theater, and I was like, this sucks. Like I was like making popcorn and stuff. It was awful. I did one day and I hated it. And I like opened up Twitch and watched Broman. And I was like, I could do this. Like, I really think I could do it. So I didn't show up to my next shifts. I didn't put in my 2 weeks. I just didn't show up again, and like didn't say anything back to them. I still don't go.
You just showed up one day at work, and they were like, I'm done.
Yeah, I like trained and everything. And I was like, this is stupid. And then I just left. And then I remember my dad called and he said, you going to work today? I said, no, I quit actually. And he said, oh, so you have another job? I was like, yeah, kind of. I'm streaming on a thing called Twitch.
I've lined up another job.
He wasn't like mad or anything. He just like didn't get it. He thought I was getting like catfished. He thought it was like too good to be true or something like that. So until like he saw like my first like paycheck, he's like, oh, like this is actually like a real thing. So yeah, that's how it kind of came about. Is I hated my job at the movie theater, so I kind of just streamed on Twitch.
Nice.
And so you found. Did you also upload to YouTube? Or
no, the only things I've ever uploaded to YouTube was, you know how you can share from like the Share Play Factory on the PS4? Yeah. Oh, so I made like a couple FIFA montages, like the little soccer game.
FIFA montage.
And that's like all you see on my YouTube is my my FIFA videos. And then I have my Hawkmoon Dismantle video on there too, which was very infamous in the history of the Dream Team.
So you're primarily a Twitch streamer. Would you say that you wreck face in PvP, or are you the raid?
I mean, I used to, and then like I just couldn't do it anymore. Like as much as I liked trials and stuff like that, I couldn't just do it all the time. And then not having an icebreaker like in this year, except I got one yesterday, which was sweet. But not having an icebreaker in trials is just so detrimental. Like you can't have secondary, and I snipe. That's all I can do in trials is snipe. I can't use my primary at all. I'm literally that person. I can only snipe. So no, I used to be good. I just play the game for fun now and just kind of interact with subs and stuff like that, and kind of just connect.
I think that one of the things that I've noticed, because I spent a bunch of time in your chat, is that you have a really great community that you've built up there. You have great rapport. You're a natural entertainer. Do you feel like that's what keeps you going, that interaction, or what keeps you going every day?
I mean, my thing is like my subs and all the followers and people who watch my streams, because I don't know like who comes in sometimes, like maybe they had a rough day and are trying to get away from their problems, and if I can do that for one person, then that was worth it to stream that day. So I kind of just look at it like that and kind of just try and make people like feel better or something like that. Yeah. And if I can do that for one person, then it's worth streaming for me, honestly.
Hell yeah.
And so where did this salt, because you're when you look at your emblem, it's a salt shaker, right?
Yeah.
And for a while there, it was just like your salt shaker is all I would see in Twitch emotes every time I would get upset online. It was just this salt shaker. So where did that come about?
Well, I mean, it probably came around like Halo 2, and I was like a 12, 13-year-old confused kid, like playing in my mom's room, waiting for her to like go to work so I could play all day. I mean, I used to get so mad. Like, she'd be like, Robert, why are you yelling at video games? Like, it doesn't like do it. I used to like wake her up. Like, my parents would get so mad. And then with the Destiny videos, we'd always do like very competitive things and like try and win a thing called like Iron Banner bets and stuff like that. And I really just wanted to win, and I'm like a really competitive person, so I just get really, really salty, just really upset at a video game that just really puts me on tilt. So yeah. I get on tilt very easly.
And I think that's honestly what, like, that sort of being out there and being forward with your audience and like opening up your, you know, your heart and soul to them is why people sort of gravitate to your streams and they go, okay, here's a guy that is getting upset at video games. I can get upset at video games. I can be entertained by you.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I can't tell you how many people have like reached out and be like, Rob, they call me you because I'm the one who gets mad. And I'm like, dude, see, there's everybody. Everybody gets a little upset. So don't be upset.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And so are you looking forward to Guardian Con?
Oh, of course. I love Guardian Con. I love meeting everybody. That's like the best part of it. Is like it's like a family reunion kind of. You just get to meet everybody in the community, and it's such a good time there. I loved it last year, and it's gonna be even better this year.
Yep.
So we're gonna see you at Guardian Con.
Oh, of course. Yes, I will totally be there.
All right, awesome. And
RSVP.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, and we've got that poster that we were talking about. Robbie's gonna be on it, so make sure that you guys come to the booth. Check it out. Robbie's going to be there signing the poster and meeting with you guys. It's going to be a lot of fun. Don't forget to stop by if you're at Guardian Con. Now, I want to go into more about like what draws you into like the Destiny community. Like, were you part? You got to see the reveal trailer, right? And you got to be part of that. What excited you the most about like the community or everything revolving around Destiny 2?
Just everything about Destiny. I just wanted to be like a good game, man. Just the loot system. Like that's what I loved about Destiny 1 at the start was the grind. Like I just love the grind and kind of just going to whites and then to blues and legendaries and then getting exotics. I love that feeling of like getting a new gun and stuff like that. I just wanted that Borderlands kind of feel or something like that. Like when Cade was like, and there'll be loot, I was like, sick. Then you got me. So for me, it was like all about the loot system.
Yeah.
And like kind of getting a gun first because I like did solo Fogoth. I think it was like the second Nightfall ever. And I would just sit in that room for like, no kidding, like maybe 2 hours.
Yeah, it's about 2 hours.
Yeah, I was literally sitting in that room just poking out, shooting for like 2 hours. And I got the icebreaker to drop. And that's when in like Vault of Glass, you could like stand on top of the thing and just shoot the oracles like that. So LFG loved me. So I loved like having that gun that everybody wanted and that kind of feeling. Sure. So I just want like that feeling back. Like that is the best thing I think.
Right.
Is the loot system.
You got the Hawkmoon early on, right?
No, the Hawkmoon was actually one of the last ones I got. I got it from Crota when you beat the Death Singer or whatever.
Yeah, I got mine too.
Yeah, and so I got it to drop there, and I only had it for like 2 weeks before I had to dismantle it. So
yeah, I wanted to hear when people when I announced that you were going to be on, people said, "Oh, you got to ask him about the Hawkmoon." so tell us a little bit about.
Okay, well so we're probably like in the third episode of the Dream. I think it is the third one, and I kind of just forgot the kind of like platform Christian had. And like that we're like recording and stuff like that. So I was like, hey, I'll put my Hawkmoon up like for a challenge. And then I was thinking they were gonna be like, oh, I'll put up this for a gun, for example. And then Christian was like, okay, we'll do that. And I was like, wait, what? And then he's like, yeah, we'll totally do that. And then so he's using the Stranger's rifle back when that thing was like insane year one. So he absolutely just dumpstered me. And then so I remember I was like, okay, he has like these videos were getting like 300,000 views like every time. So I was like, I can't just like punk out and not dismantle it. So I had to hold the square button for a long time and finally dismantled it. And then I didn't get it till Taken King came out. You had like that weird like exotic that wasn't an exotic. It was like green, a common or whatever. And I got it from that. It was like the first gun I had gotten in Taken King, so that was nice.
Oh, so you got it when it was in the beautiful.
Yeah, exactly. When it was like totally
dead.
It was so stupid. Hawkmoon. Exactly. It wasn't Hawkmoon anymore because when I had dismantled it, it was like the gun.
Oh, yeah,
it was
definitely.
it was it. Yeah. Like that was it. If you had a Hawkmoon, you owned in PvP.
Mm-hmm.
But when I dismantled it, it was like gone forever.
So you were tricked into dismantling things by your closest friends.
Yeah, I thought they were going to be like, oh, I'll put up this. But
that sounds familiar, Pope?
Yeah.
And then I don't know. I seem to remember a zombie apocalypse and and Patrick at one point. Now, Robbie, you got to hear the story. He calls me up like I call him up.
Pope RNG, right?
No, but this is worse. This is
worse.
He's on.
The Pope RNG.
Patrick's on stream, and he's trying to get. What were you trying to get to drop?
I was trying to get a sniper rifle because we were like 8 months into Taken King at this point, and I still was using the Quest 1,000-yard stare.
Oh yeah.
Right. So he was trying to, and so I got on. For some reason, he added me in the chat, and he's like, Pope, I need your RNG right now. I'm about to, do these engrams, and I need your RNG. Can you help me? And I said, yes, but my RNG comes with a cost. And he's like, what? And I said, well, you've got to dismantle something that you want as much as, the thing that you want. Yeah. And so he's like, well, what? I'll put up my zombie apocalypse. And so the funny part is that I said, it's guaranteed to work, Patrick. So he deleted his perfectly rolled zombie apocalypse.
It was the old vendor zombie apocalypse. And like that thing.
Oh, the really cool one.
Yeah.
That was like the first legendary I think I ever got.
Yeah. Like that thing brought me some of my first, unbroken games, like multiple.
A lot of attached to it.
Like 40 plus kill games when heavy ammo was stupid. That thing carried.
He was sentimental about it.
It was very sentimental.
I would say that. You could say that. Watch.
So he thought I would for sure. He thought I was going to say no, Patrick, no. But I'm like, sure, yeah,
like go for it, bro. Like you got it.
Yeah, you got this. So he deleted it, and of course he put in the engram, and he got he bought the engram, and he got a
fusion rifle.
Fusion rifle.
You actually thought I bet Pope would get it though. Like if you told Pope to do that,
it'd work for Pope.
The best part about it is that I could go into the podcast every week and tell him how many 1,000-yard stares I've gotten that week. I was getting stupid amounts of them for some reason.
And you're just dismantling them too, like you didn't even want them.
I would send pictures of him to him on Twitter every time I got one.
Like God rolls, like short days.
I got so many.
What I had tried to do was like share my game with Pope because I totally trusted him for some reason to
game share
to just use my account and decrypt the engram himself because he's the one with the RNG. But no, got fusion rifle, and now it's a great meme where everyone's like, "Hey Patrick,
bad man."
Yeah, yeah, but it's okay. I got Pope to eat Taco Bell, so we're even.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
I gave Pope, about 24 hours of food poisoning, or his body.
It's pretty good revenge. Pretty good.
It's pretty good revenge. I'm content.
Well, we got some stuff still to talk about, right? We've got
this week at Bungie came out.
This week at
Bungie. Guys, dedicated servers are confirmed.
Kinda. Not exactly.
To be honest, I haven't looked at it, so you guys are gonna fill me in.
No.
Okay.
They're
not
confirmed.
I'll let Tefty's probably the right person to talk about this.
Well, essentially, it is still the same networking that they have right now, but they've improved it, and they've offloaded a couple of the main things. Right now, one person is the host, essentially, that manages the connections, and so you can still have host migration when somebody drops out of the Crucible. They're taking that out and putting it into a server or a cloud or something like that. So host migration is going to be a thing of the past. It's still going to be peer-to-peer. That still happens because the reason why the game feels so nice and fluid, even though you're playing against somebody else that maybe is halfway across the world, is your movements are still local to you, and that connects then to a peer-to-peer system. And then the cloud server is going to handle any kind of migration that might happen. So it's an improvement, but it's not a dedicated server.
We're connecting to a server,
yes,
and also to each other at the same time.
Yes, exactly.
It's definitely better than what we have now, which I'm fine.
We'll see. I mean,
so we have a hybrid system right now, though. That's the thing.
But what they're doing is they're basically taking like some more stuff and putting it on the server, right?
Yes,
they're having the server handle
mission
more
host
stuff.
And the physic host.
That's what it is.
Running there. In the data
two
center.
main things that would generally cause us to have that "oh God, what the hell is happening" type lag going on in the game. That's going to be kind of not there anymore. It's going to be on a dedicated or a server-based system. So it's not dedicated servers. We're never going to get them And I don't think that'll ever actually work for this type of game anyway, with the way they do host migration and like moving people from place to place. So
honestly, I've been playing a lot of PUBG lately, and dedicated servers have their fucking issues too.
Oh yeah, for sure.
It definitely
they're not
like
perfect.
Instead of when you have a bad connection to the server, you're like everything about your game experience is compromised. Just picking up stuff, opening up doors, shooting.
Yeah.
Everything just seems weird, so.
Yeah, I got to say, for Destiny, what they're talking about, and I don't mean to be like, oh, it's okay, guys, no dedicated servers. Well, what's the bitching all about? Like, I don't mean to be that way, but if you think about it from the perspective of how everybody plays the game, you got somebody from Australia, you got somebody from Europe, you got somebody from America, all in the same team. If you got into those experiences and it wasn't a dedicated server, then your movements would be extremely impaired. The people from Europe and Australia connecting to an American server would have very impaired movements. And just like you were talking about, Briar, like you try to open something and it doesn't work, like your movements are locked and all that. Right now,
you try 3 times to grab something out of your inventory.
Yeah. That can still happen in PvP, like when you try to pick up special, but you can still move around and shoot your weapon because that's still locally hosted. And it's an interesting concept. And when I think about how Destiny is played with people around the world, it kind of feels like the best possible solution for the type of game that we have, aside from being a competitive shooter. If we take out competitive shooter and make it a looter shooter, then it makes sense, the type of system that they're putting in.
It's definitely it's encouraging that they're talking about it. They're talking about it in the public. We'll see how it actually plays out once the game is in our hands. Not the beta either. Once the actual game is out in our hands.
Yeah.
Yes.
And maybe at that point we're still going to be calling for dedicated servers. But I think it's at least worth checking out before we go apeshit about.
It sounds like they're making an improvement, and I hope they really do. Like if they.
Yeah, and they're talking about it,
right?
Exactly. Like they're addressing it. Like they're listening, they're talking about it. So clearly it's something that they know we're all talking about. They know we care about it. So I'm hoping exactly.
We are going to get a chance to test it with the beta.
Yes.
So the beta will be on the new server system. So as we flood it, let's flood it. Let's everybody do the beta. Everybody do the beta.
What? You convinced me. I think I'll play the beta now.
Good.
It's on the fence.
I was going to be spoiler free, but you know what? I'll play the beta.
I'm going to do it. So,
Pope, if there's going to be a beta, that means there's not going to be an alpha, right? And I can't help but remember that you also put out
just played the alpha last week. How short is your memory, Patrick?
You put out a little poll
we played the Dre build.
I can't help but notice who won that poll, even after you deleted it when I was still winning.
All right, so I don't know what you're
Patrick,
talking
I'm
about.
sorry, didn't you call it the alpha last week?
Oh yes, I did, but in the context of our bet, which
That's
I don't
telling.
even remember the context of it, I was winning, so that's all I care
So,
about.
Robbie, if you don't know what they're talking about, Patrick and I had a little bit of a conversation as to whether the reveal event was going to be considered the alpha or not, right? And so
that's not what you implied.
It's just
To be fair, Pope, you predicted that the alpha would release the day of the event.
Yeah, that was the prediction.
You thought you were
No,
like
it
being
didn't
ambitious.
Yeah, he thought he thought alpha. I
obviously-
actually thought alpha was the following Friday. I really did. I was like,
Oh, easy, Tefty.
well, I was
Gotta
excited.
keep it like expectations, like in the
Wait,
I was excited
so-
about
with-
expectations.
with-
Following Friday, that could still happen.
with all this uncertainty, I thought the best way to settle this is out in the courts of public opinion, throw this out on Twitter and see what happens. And I am a man of my word. I put it out there and I said, who won the bet between Holtzmann and myself regarding the May 18th reveal? Was it an alpha? 35% agreed with me. Out of 780 votes, 65% sided with Patrick. So as the gentleman that I am, you, sir, are right. I was wrong.
Excellent. That's all I cared about. Thank
You just wanted to hear that.
I just wanted to hear that. I just wanted to hear that.
And that's
And
the
one
only
day,
time you'll
Pope-
ever hear that.
One day, Pope, you will win a bet, and I will be able to say that about you. But until then, I will relish this continued victory.
In all honesty, though,
right.
it was called the Dre build. This is what we played.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and plus
it
it was
was
called the
Dre
Dre
build.
not Alpha.
It
Yeah.
was.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I mean, it's not even a complete build. It's like, if we get an alpha or a beta, we'll have an inventory, whereas we didn't have an inventory. We couldn't like go into the director and choose things. So it was
Can't make a character.
Definitely, no, you couldn't do any of that.
Like a shell
so
of
it's not
a game.
an alpha.
Yeah.
Yes.
When we made that bet, everybody was really thinking there would be an alpha. You guys still so bullish on it? I'm really thinking there's not going to be an alpha.
No, an alpha I feel is something that like a new IP is going to drop, where they're like, this is this game. No one's ever played anything like it before.
You predicted an alpha last time we did this, didn't you?
Yes, I did. But I have had a change of heart. So I'm like, I don't think there's going to be an alpha because people know what Destiny is. For the most part, like they space magic, shoot guns, kill bosses, vex milk, all that stuff. People know what Destiny is, so they don't really need to do an alpha as like a here's your first look type thing, like they did with the Destiny 1. I think it's just going to be like beta. Yeah, it's going to be like a beta.
I feel like there's enough hype around that beta to do the job that an alpha would be doing. Like if they were to drop an alpha,
if anything, that'd be like an internal alpha maybe, but I don't know if there's going to be.
If the beta's not coming out till like late August, then maybe there's an alpha. But I don't see that happening.
Robbie, let's predict the beta. Let's put your name on it. Put your name on it.
Put my name on it. Mid-July, like July 15th. July 15th.
Robbie's mid-July.
Yeah, July 15th is my guess.
July 15th. Okay.
And then I say like 2 or 3 weeks long.
Okay. Tefty.
For the beta?
Yes.
Or the alpha.
No. Well, I don't think there's going to be an alpha either. So
no, we've
17th of July.
July 17th.
Oh, so you're going with that Easter egg thing, huh? You think that's the thing?
I don't think they're going to do Bungie Day because Bungie Day is usually for internal employee stuff and all that. And the beta is going to be huge.
Yeah, they have like a games or something.
Yeah, they want to be they want to be localized and ready to see if something happens on the 17th.
Patrick, what do you got?
I'm still going with my original E3 bet.
E3.
That's like June 13th?
Something
like that.
Like E3 is my original bet. I'm going to stick to it.
You can play it right now. One of those things.
Boom. Yeah.
I don't think they're going to do that. I do kind of buy into that Easter egg, the 7/17 thing.
Okay, so you're July 17th.
When was the alpha for Destiny 1?
It was during the
it was
E3. It was June.
It was E3, right? It was E3.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's the thing, guys. They're 3 months away from launching this. What the beta is going to give them network testing, essentially, right?
You think
that's what it's going to be? Is a stress test. So they don't want to stress test too early, and they don't want to stress test too late to fix things. So that's why I think mid-July.
Well, Miss Watts, what do you got? Watts.
July 21st.
Ooh. Why?
Just going with the weekend. I don't think it's going to be early July because I don't think they're going to want to do it when Guardian Con's happening. So I don't think that would be smart. It would be it would be a bad decision to do that. So yeah, I'm going with the later July weekend.
Okay. I am going to, this feels like a weird podcast. This is like the Twilight Zone.
Are you agreeing with me right now, Pope?
I'm going to agree with Patrick and say E3.
You know why he's doing this?
E3.
Yeah, you know why he's doing this? Because then if he picks a different date and he's wrong,
he can't.
He can't physically take it to say I'm right again.
You know what, Patrick?
He'll say you were wrong.
This is just like you, man. The universe does not revolve around you, okay?
So, I know. It doesn't.
But there is a little bit of that. Yeah. No, I'm good. I'm good. Hey, so so I got those down. We put our names on it. Let's see who's right.
Hold on 1 second.
Okay.
I want to see what the 17th is in July.
Like what day?
It's a Monday.
The Monday?
That's a little awkward.
Okay, that whole I saw Mesa
Saturday then.
I saw Mesa Sean did a video on like the 7/17. A lot of people have been doing videos on the supposed thing. That is a red herring if I have ever seen one.
It's definitely a reach. I'm not gonna lie.
That is
a reach for sure.
That is them going, hey, they all think it's going to be on this day. We know that's Bungie Day.
I certainly wouldn't plan any vacation time around it. You know,
you want to be ready. Ready in July.
No, some people they come up there like just having conspiracies, and everyone's like, guys, beta confirmed. Everything's confirmed.
Yeah.
I'm just like,
you know what? I could.
It would be a pretty cool maneuver if it were true. So
I think it'd be sweet.
I choose to believe.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing, guys. There's the pre-order, the pre-order stuff. Like they wanted to give us codes for the pre-order. They obviously are not going to lump that into a public beta either. So do you think there's going to be a public beta in general, or is it only going to be pre-orders that get the beta?
I think there's going to be the early beta. I think it's going to be it's going to be the same thing as everyone else. I think PS4 will probably go first because Sony.
Okay.
And then I think there'll be like the pre-order stuff, and then they'll open it up.
That's I think it'll be multiple phases. Right. I think at the very end it'll be totally public.
What if it starts then on the 17th? That's the beginning of
makes sense.
You know?
Right? And like that's when only the pre-order guys can get on Sony, and then as the week goes on,
they start opening up.
Do we know if PC is
they start opening it up to more?
We don't.
I would hope PC. I would hope PC has a beta.
I hope so.
It's questionable though because the PC release is getting
that's what I was
delayed.
Thinking. So
so it's definitely questionable.
But they gave us codes for them. Like I got my PC code early access, to put into the thing. So maybe I don't know.
I think it was early access to the beta. That's what the codes were. So early access. So
early access.
It's whenever early access is going to begin. 17th, maybe.
Maybe
it'd be nice if we got a full week of it.
I just want a PC beta. I hope that's because with the PC pushback, I was really scared that they're not going to have a beta for it. That's my.
But what if they did the beta for PC after the game launches on PS4?
Oh God!
No,
that'd be rough. That
is awful. Don't you dare talk about
that.
I'm still bummed that it's getting delayed on the PC.
Oh,
everybody's bummed.
Heart.
Yeah.
Like everyone's bummed.
That's a bummer on a lot of levels.
Because I heard it feels so good. Like I just.
It does, Robbie.
Oh, it's nice, Robbie.
Yeah. One thing that kills a PC port faster than anything is it releasing on the same day as the console and it being buggy as hell.
True.
Oh yeah.
So, like if they are taking that extra time to properly hardware test, taking that extra time to make sure
it's getting delayed.
If that's the reason, I don't think there's any malicious thing where they're just like, fuck it. They're probably doing hardware testing, everything else. So.
I don't know. Some tells me Sony like grabbed Bungie by the back of the arm, put him in like a hold, and said it's coming out for PC later, right? And then they said,
I have a question for you guys.
Okay.
If there's a way, like, say you have the PS4, Destiny game copy, and you buy a PC copy, if they have a way to port your character over. Would you play on both? Would you own two copies of it?
Absolutely.
God, yes.
No doubt.
Is there a possibility of that?
No way.
No.
I don't think so.
Hell no.
I feel like they would be talking about it if there was.
Well, they got to say something for E3 though.
Do they?
Yeah, they do because they got to have some
that
sort
would
of
be
news.
That would be a huge bomb.
That would be a huge bomb. Yes.
So you're saying that you can transfer your PS4
I think they might have dropped
character?
their load before E3
being able to switch back and forth.
out of the E3, because they're so big, because they have so much power, they can just kind of dominate the news cycle outside of E3, and I think that's what they just did. And they'll have like something at E3, but they're not going to have. I don't suspect they're going to have huge announcements at E3.
Yeah.
The only reason why I'm saying that, Briar, is it got me thinking, and maybe I need to get a tinfoil hat, but. It got me thinking when they started tweeting out about how you could play the PC build on a controller. And I know there's so many better rationale or reasons for that. I understand that. Yeah. But it got me thinking that maybe they're trying to do this thing. And because they're doing this thing is why it is the reason why you can swap back and forth with a controller. But maybe that's too far of a reach.
That's a pretty far reach just because just about every single PC game that's out now generally will have some sort of console support. Just for people that like can't physically use a mouse and keyboard, or they have like a controller due to a physical disability or something, like having that.
I feel like my
type
left
of
hand
support
is disabled.
Controller support is pretty universal at this point on new PC releases. Yeah. Unless it's a game that just is not designed for controller whatsoever.
Trust me, Pope, I really want it to happen.
Yeah, maybe I'm reaching just because I
don't think it's because of that reason. I think, it would just be really nice to have that there. That would definitely cause people to buy more copies. If you guys are listening, I know you'll like
as
this.
A streamer and as just streaming, being able to play with every platform without having to grind characters and weapons on every platform. That's great. That would be amazing. Yeah. So, I mean, I just don't think it's going to happen, unfortunately.
I could see there being a conflict between like Xbox to, PS4, but I thought it would be amazing if they connected the PS4 to PC.
So like something like
Xbox.
Rocket League does.
Yeah. It's out there. It's possible
without the crossplay.
And it would just be something that would gel this community, because I'm thinking of it from a community standpoint. That's where my ask is coming from. My want is how cool it would be if it wasn't just, us versus them in the community, but we all play together. I don't know. Maybe I'm just too pie in the sky.
No, I think we all would really be. We'd love that, honestly. But
yeah,
there's big corporations involved that are trying to claim their stake.
Sony has exclusives.
There was that rumor too the day before the event.
Yeah, 60
FPS I know you guys
and cross save.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. And it was like, and
a new PS4.
Yeah, that's right. The PS5. Yeah.
Yeah.
PS1.
Well, anyway, the little boy in me can hope, and we'll see if it comes true. There's a lot of stuff to be excited for. We got some really great interviews that happened at the D2 reveal.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff came out in the wash afterwards.
Uh-huh.
Any bit of news that you guys heard that kind of grabbed your attention after the D2 reveal? Anything that kind of jumped out? Trials. What about
because
it?
all of you are wrong. Everyone's Trials isn't going to be in Destiny 2. No,
I'm sad it is.
And Trials is going to, not only is it going to be in Destiny 2, it's not going to be for the Osiris DLC. They said that it's going to be fairly soon after launch.
Oh, nice.
A Trials-like experience.
Definitely.
They said a Trials-like experience.
I just hope it's not just like kills. I want it to be like the objective games too and stuff like that. Like
I would like that too. Robbie.
Yeah, make it a little different because but
I'm sure it's going to be different. I mean, there was that leak about it being Trials of the Nine, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So we have all of that. If that's the case, then what the hell does that mean? Does that mean Xur is our overlord and loot giver? Maybe Xur rose through the ranks.
He does have good loot.
He has great loot.
He has some of the best loot.
What if you earn Xur credits and you can go there?
Xur credits.
I have a theory that Xur rose through the ranks of the Nine. Everyone's dead. I don't know how. And now he is some leader on a ship. He's got a tentacle squid throne that he sits on.
Squid throne.
You go, yes, squid
nice.
throne. And then
that doesn't sound so.
I know where this is going.
That YouTube video with the eel, like really dangerous stuff.
What if you can only buy from Xur if you've gone flawless? That would be terrible. But it'd be really bad.
I cannot picture
I
a
can
world.
only imagine the Reddit forums.
Can you imagine that?
God.
Reddit would be on fire.
Dude, that would be the
dumpster
worst.
fire on Reddit.
It would be cool, but like,
it would be cool, but it'll be bad.
All I'm saying is that I would
I don't
feel.
think people would be down for
Treasures
that.
of the Nine. You can get Treasures of the Nine, right?
Okay.
Yeah. All I'm saying is I would be very comfortable suddenly transitioning into a Trials carries person because, like, well, I have job security because people will always want this now.
Yeah.
You know how much people would be charging for that? It would fleece.
It would be stupid.
It would be really bad.
Fleece the community. Yeah.
I would like to see Bungie address that at some point.
Yeah.
Any other talk about you guys want? So 4v4 probably. It's probably going to be the game mode we saw. I think because it's most like a competitive objective.
It's like
game.
Search and Destroy, right?
Like that.
It's like Search and Destroy, yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Did you see
any other predictions for it?
Predictions for Trials?
Trials. Just before we
honestly,
move on
I think
to the
Countdown is definitely going to be like the main Trials experience.
Yeah, I want that to be like because like in Trials now you have no initiative to like push out. You can literally sit where you are and win the round.
Yeah.
So like with that game you can't. Like you have to push.
You have
and
to
kind
fight.
of do all. Yeah, you have to play the game.
It's a good answer to some of the really passive gameplay that's happened in Trials. So I dig it.
If it is normal like elimination for Trials, 4v4 will make it feel a little bit different. Also, I need to have spawn flipping. Like if they put spawn flipping with elimination, with all of the new UI stuff, then that could be pretty cool.
Yes.
I don't understand technically why that couldn't be a thing, but god damn, it should be a thing.
Mm-hmm.
It should totally be a thing.
And I think that it should be something like you see when you watch a competitive tournament. The finals are always like, if you in referencing to their objective game modes with Slayer game modes mixed in. So a Trials, say you're best of 5, the first one is a Slayer game mode. Then
you do like a set. That'd be sweet.
And then it swaps back and forth your 2 positions on the objective game mode, and the one that's 2 up on that gets the A position on the Slayer. I think something like that would be really awesome.
Yeah,
that would be fun.
Absolutely,
right,
that would be a lot of fun.
You were going to bring up something.
Yeah, Glixel has, they had a Luke Smith article, and they also, I think it was Steve Cotton. He was the one. Steve Cotton. He's behind.
They did 2 interviews. Yep.
2 interviews, and they were really great. If you haven't had a chance to read them, I recommend it.
Oh, yeah.
Glixel is...
That one was great.
Okay.
Yeah, Steve Cotton was talking about what they're doing with the quote-unquote patrols, open world type of stuff, and how
Yes.
you're going to, like, wander up to... come across the door and it's going to have a glyph that suddenly glows for some reason or something like that. Ooh. And it's these, I think.
Or the glyph will be somewhere. It's not necessarily on the door, but the glyph will indicate that there's a door.
There's a door nearby.
Yeah, and it becomes like this.
And you don't know how to get in.
Yeah.
So that his words made me hopeful that it's a puzzle.
Yeah.
Kind of like a Vault of Glass type puzzle. Mm-hmm. Not so involved as in like having 6 players, but something you need to do to access that dungeon.
Yeah.
Adventures were really cool too, right? Because he was talking about they're going to be 10 to 15 minutes long, which is a lot longer than I thought they would be. And it's going to have narrative and dialogue. So I'm hoping that these adventures show us like more about the world, more about the characters. And it really makes us feel like the world we're exploring is alive.
Exactly.
Like the story continues after the story ends, right? Yes. We all know that there's going to be like story missions that we burn through at the beginning, but hopefully like this kind of stuff adds to the story as you progress through the game.
Exactly. Stuff, yeah. I really hope that there's going to be a weekly refresh and maybe like a monthly refresh on some of this stuff that's out in the wild that you can go and find. And this might,
like in the House of Wolves, they did that.
They had those They had
those guys that would just like every week it'd be different bounties on different. Different fallen guys.
That's a very thin version for me because like what I'm looking for is end game rewards. Like I want to go and do those things out there, like go do the dungeon or whatever. I would ideally like it to randomize in some way if they have some sort of engine set up to where they could possibly reconfigure some of these things. So maybe every month it refreshes, so you have a new set of dungeons that are different looking and all that. And also the rewards. I want the reward tiers to possibly refresh weekly, so there's end game type of materials and loot and all that is worth going after. Kind of like how raids have rewards that you want to go after. Well, it'd be great if you can go do that.
All of a sudden on Thursday, you find out on Reddit that like if you go to this part of the European Dead Zone, there's this tunnel, and if you go down that tunnel, there's a boss that wasn't there last week. But this week, if you get this really awesome hand cannon.
Yeah.
So go farm that guy, all Thursday night with your buddies.
It also opens up quite a bit of PvE opportunity for events. My biggest critique about the live events for Destiny as a whole for the 3 years is that it lacked heavily in PvE stuff. We had Iron Banner every month. Yeah. We had Trials every weekend, but we had the Queen's Bounties, and I think that was it for PvE.
Yeah.
And they focused too much, I thought, on bounties being the differentiation. Like do this with this modifier.
Yeah, and get a weapon.
Yeah, and you're just I thought that the creativity they were doing what they had with what they could with what they had.
Exactly.
But speaking of D2, I want to see a little more creativity in those.
I want to see some amazing PvE live events every month. I would like
that'd be sweet.
I don't want Iron Banner to go away. I still want something of Iron Banner. And I'm down to have Trials in there, but I want something PvE oriented to where this month you get this type of weapon if you go and farm these characters that are out in the wild. You got to go find their access points or something like that. Like that would be very exciting for me.
We can see Triple Wreck stream it for 24 hours straight.
2 blues.
Farming.
2 blues in the European Dead Zone.
It's the daughter of Omnigul.
It's something like I like the idea of what the Division did with some of their Dark Zone areas that are procedurally generated. That they change up, right? Every time you go in there.
They don't procedurally generate in
there. No, there's
the loot generates procedurally, but there's no. You're talking about the underground tunnels. That was a DLC.
Yes.
It's not in the Dark Zone though.
No, okay, so I misspoke. I don't play Division. I just remember reading about it.
That was very cool. That's
something where you go in there and like, think about it, the way that you activate that dungeon, and then you go in and you're going to fight. I'd love to see that kind of change up how you fight that fight, right? And have that change.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I would love that too. And again, Division rewards you with end game materials or gear that is useful for the end game. So in Destiny, I really hope that there's things that are special. Like, one of the best things about what we've had in Destiny is farming for a GOM or farming for one of those weapons that I guess it's mainly the GOM. Oh no, Fatebringer also, or the Magaloop. So those two farming things were exciting for the community because it was a carrot on a stick. I hope there's a lot of those type of things out in the wild.
Yeah. But then adding on to that, I also want there to be a reason to do that stuff. Besides just getting that loot, is a real reason to have endgame gear. Like stuff that's difficult enough for a solo player and for teams that you really do want, like, the top of the line gear. And it's not just a raid where you do it a few times and you've gotten all the loot out of it, but, you know, hard nightfalls or some of these, you know, activities in patrol are all of a sudden super difficult, and you want that specialized gear.
Yeah. Agreed.
I want to just have really cool capes.
Because
I mean, I saw the warlock with their beautiful gold, like, shiny wings.
Sweet.
I want beautiful shiny things.
Yeah, me too.
So this might be a moment before we go on to any other topics. Do you guys mind if we talk about beautiful shiny things?
Sure.
Yes, I think it's a great idea.
Ahead.
So on Twitter, I posted a contest. I posted a contest for the community, the community leader, the community manager, the head of director of community for Bungie is a man named Eric Osborne. And he had a birthday coming up. And I challenged the community. He sent out a picture of himself in a compromising position.
He did.
For the community to use as they will. And so I put out a challenge. I said, give me that in your best meme. And so we got some amazing responses from that. This community jumped all over it. And we're here to pick the winner. And the reward was a $25 gift card for whoever could come up with the funniest meme. And we went to our celebrity panel to pick the winner. Robbie B here we knew he was coming onto the show and that he was going to have an opportunity to pick the winner. And who did we have here as our winner?
Faisal Mekki.
Faisal Mekki.
Yeah.
We're going to put his
Please show it.
Yeah. We're going to put it in chat here. Let me get it out here. For some reason, it's not. There it is.
Which will be linked in the podcast.
I'm going to put the link. Yeah. You just linked it?
As long as I remember to, yes.
So this is the work of Faisal Mekki, and he is a talented artist. I don't know if you guys have seen his work before, but I think he's a regular. He does great memes, and this one made us laugh the hardest. Thank you very much for everybody who submitted something. And Faisal, so to his credit, said that he would like the reward of $25 gift card to be donated to the St. Jude's Children's Hospital in the name, of us, for him to raise money for Guardian Con. And so, thank you very much, Faisal. We obviously love your memes and your work. So talented. We love your memes. Yes. We love your memes, sir. And I love the detail in here. You've got Randall the Vandal up in the top left of the poster. Yeah, Irk's face all over.
Deej on the cliff.
Yeah, you got Deej on a cliff.
You got Deej on a cliff. He's
the straight out of Compton pose.
Yes. He's great work. Obviously, this haunted me for days, but we really appreciate everybody who submitted something.
Yeah,
it's funny as hell. Yeah. So congratulations, sir. You we will make that donation in your name. And so we got other stuff to announce, but we're gonna do that later.
Yeah, since we're on the topic of shiny things, one of the shiny things that we talk about every single week while I bring up ad copy are these wild mics and headphones. Because no doubt you've noticed them.
Sponsored.
Yeah, he's not even sponsored. He's using
Not
it.
even
It's
sponsored.
just some of the
That's just how
iconic
good they
gear.
are.
I am satisfied with my blue.
Yeah,
I'll tell you that.
I
As a
don't.
customer, I am satisfied.
I don't like the word satisfied because it seems like that could be more. Because Blue's award-winning products are some of the driving force behind professional musicians, internet creators, and countless elite gaming teams and Twitch streamers. Their Yeti USB mic that Robbie is so lovely showing off there, like Vanna White, it's the internet's most popular microphone. And their Sadie and Lola headphones deliver insane sound and a very personalized fit. Blue offers everything you need to completely immerse yourself in the ultimate gameplay experience. Learn more about Blue at bluemic.com.
I don't know about you guys.
Exactly, doggo.
Beagle knows what's
I
up.
brought the Sadie headphones with me to the Destiny reveal event.
Pope, could you? Yeah, thank you.
I brought the Sadie headphones along with me to the reveal event, and on the airplane, it was nice having all that kind of sound dampening.
Yeah.
The baby in the back of the plane, man, those are the worst.
I got lucky.
Good for you.
I can attest that the Sadie headphones, if you happen to be seated next to a bunch of babies, particularly one right next to you and behind you, if you are surrounded by babies on an airplane, these headphones cut out all the babies.
Yeah, it was nice. I'm looking forward to their newer headphones, the more portable Bluetooth version that do have these.
Oh, nice.
They actually do have the I can't remember what it's called. It's not sound isolation. It's sound cancellation, active noise cancellation. I'm looking forward to getting my ears on those. They look nice too. They get different look to them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So Blue microphones, everyone. Bluemic.com. Yeah, the good stuff. Good stuff. Okay, so what else were we talking about? I have a small story to tell. If I may take just a quick.
Is it about World of Warcraft or Magic?
No. It's about Destiny.
Go on.
It's 100% about Destiny.
Story Bob's in the chat.
Yeah. So yesterday when I was streaming, I don't know what caused it, but I was like, you know what? I kind of want to make a new account, new character, and just see what matchmaking is like.
I was watching. Okay.
Yeah, so made a new account. The account name is Pole Dancer Prime.
Oh,
by
nice.
the way.
Relevant.
Pole Dancer Prime.
Relevant.
Getting that name early.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, got my character up to level 5. I walked into the Crucible with the Calcutta sniper rifle on a gunslinger, and also had a the Duke Mark 12 hand cannon, something like that.
You got 5 shots.
That one actually had 8. 8 shots. Nice. 8 shots. A range stat of about 20, and a reload stat of nothing. But I quickly found that the matchmaking times were about the same. Matches were starting full, which was very nice to see. But there was still lag. There was definitely still lag. Ran into a bunch of players that had that fun crispy red bar where you register damage late. That happened in every single game. So glad to see that is present on every level playlist. Basically there was difference in the quality of the players. They were obviously very new, didn't have a lot of map awareness. But the only real differences are that their games start with full players, and that games in the higher brackets went back to join other games, and I immediately only joined games that were in progress and were 4v4. So that was fun. It was a fun time. Also, first game I played dropped in Unbroken. So
I hope you would.
Yeah, with my white hand cannon and sniper rifle. It was pretty funny.
There are 5. What game mode were you playing?
Control.
So there are 6 other players who were never playing Destiny PvP again.
Yes.
Thank you for that introduction.
They're like, this is trash.
Yeah. I'm getting killed by this guy that's level 5. And it's like, you just you missed your shots. Like there were a lot of engagements that where normally someone would push you, and that just never happened. Like they had to see me not have any health. I'm like, I'm waiting for it. I'm gonna lose my unbroken streak. Oh, okay, well, sounds good. and never got pushed. People would just blatantly miss, point blank shotgun shots. It's like the players clearly haven't put a lot of time into the game. It's not a shot on like their overall skill or anything, but it's like, wow. All right, so this is at least they start with full games.
My question is, are you going to post that footage to YouTube?
I didn't save it.
The Unbroken.
I didn't save it. No.
Oh, it feels bad.
It's like
it gives you an idea of what that skill-based matchmaking is in the formula.
It's very prevalent.
When I played, my wife and I usually play on our own accounts, but she won. I wanted to rank up her character quickly. She has never done any PvP. So I jumped in on her character and played PvP. I'm getting like 30, 40 kills a game and getting a 3.5, KD, and I'm loving life. No. I'm just saying that's not. Oh no, I am hell. You guys know I'm not that player. That's in that lower skill bracket, right?
Yeah.
But when I jump on PvP, there's a rare game. I'm about 1.5 to 2 KD at my level, right? That's the way it should be, right? I have to try hard to get above a 1.5, and I think that's the way it should be. And so when I'm playing on her character, I got to see that, hey, you know what? There is that factor played in, and no, those people really shouldn't be playing against somebody like me, and they sure as hell shouldn't be playing against someone like you, Patrick. So
why are you stroking my ego so much this podcast?
I'm not. You're a lot better than I am at PvP. Hell, all of you guys are. Watts is like 3 times better than I am. And it's just like it's. I don't want to play against you guys, and these guys don't either, right?
But the thing is when you have super aggressive, I think their skill-based matchmaking is a little bit too aggressive. When you have the quality of games where you can't even get into a full match, I don't think that is very good, because then you're saying, okay, all of you guys have a great time, but you guys at the top, good luck. It's going to be boring and lame, and you're never going to have full matches. So I think there definitely needs to be a better medium. I think in general, with a lot of games, it tends to even itself out when you don't have a ton of skill-based matchmaking, because you go against someone that's a god, but then the next game you'll be a god. So you have that balance back and forth. Like, I know I've played tons of games that didn't have that much skill-based matchmaking in it, and sometimes I'll get wrecked, and then other times I'm the one doing the wrecking. It seems to balance it out naturally.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And good thing is that if you want to play 4v4, just hop on, you don't need to wait for Destiny 2. Just hop on someone that's in one of the top ranks, or just someone that's relatively ranked well. 4v4s every time.
Yeah.
Great.
And not to sound like a dick, but at this point, however, every time someone says that, it's you're going to sound like a dick.
Yeah.
So, the population's dwindled, right? There's fewer top tier players in the game right now than there used to be. Maybe that's your guys' lot in life, right? And I sucks that that's your experience, but that's where we are in the game. I still don't think that we should be in a position where if I played against you guys on a regular basis, I wouldn't play PvP at all. I wouldn't even touch the game.
But the likelihood of you coming into contact with the top tier of players is a lot smaller, because most people fit that middle of the pack tier. That's where most people are. That's why it's the biggest group. That's where most people fall. So you're going to get people super not good, much lower than you, and much higher than you at a much less frequency than those just in the middle.
Wouldn't it be nice if we had a rank system and a social playlist? It
would be great.
Wouldn't that be a cool thing?
Yeah.
I think that would be nice. Hopefully that's what's going to happen.
Yeah, that's my biggest hope for Destiny 2, is ranked and social. That'd be nice.
That's what I want.
It's the bed. That just puts us
exactly. It would put all this away.
Yeah.
Because then you can just go play social.
This has been going on for years. This conversation has been going on for years.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. There's one easy fix for it.
I'll be honest.
Competitive.
I've lost interest in Destiny's PvP.
I have too.
Yeah.
I have too. I can't. It's really, there's nothing for me. Honestly.
It started happening about 1.5 years ago, and then just more and more. And then after Rise Iron and the meta shifts, I've really just lost completely. I'll play with memes. I'm down to play some games with her, but in general, I have no desire to go in. I don't want to play trials, and I don't want to just sit in the Crucible to play. So my hope that Destiny 2 doesn't have the same thing happen where the end game is essentially playing against each other with the weapons.
Yeah, and that's not cool.
Hey guys, 5 of us, I'm sorry, Robbie, this one's kind of going to exclude you, but 5 of us got to play Destiny 2 last week. And now you can't anymore, right? You're waiting for the beta.
Yeah.
How are you feeling about going back to Destiny right now? Like, how's that experience?
I haven't even played the game. I don't want to go back.
Thing
right?
that's
I can
really
imagine
good,
what you guys are feeling.
when there's people running at you with sticky nades or only meleeing you, you just get to yell at them, try that in Destiny 2. And it makes you feel better. So.
Like, I've played it.
my personal drive to play Destiny right now is probably at an all-time low. Part of that is because I've become extremely hooked on PlayerUnknown's Battleground. But part of it is because I've got to play Destiny 2. I knew this was going to happen too. I got to play Destiny 2. And I want to play Destiny 2. Like, that's where my passion is right now, is Destiny 2. Destiny 1, I've been playing for 2.5 years. I just want Destiny 2.
Yeah. And here's something interesting, Briar. Like, I've had an opportunity. I don't know if I can say that. Never mind. So going forward, playing D2 and coming back and playing D1 now is not a new experience for me. But what I've always come to, and this is maybe something I can share to you, is that what brings me back every week is that I have my friends to play with online. And that's really what gets me to come back. It's unique to you guys' experience because it's, a job for you. But for me, man, I'm showing up to do raids with my friends and once a week and do trials, get carried in trials a couple times a week. And, these are really fun experiences for me that are highlights to my week. So for me, and I think this explains why a lot of people come back, is that social win that Bungie has scored with Destiny.
Yeah,
it is. Yeah, it's a very social game. For me, I raid a lot, and I enjoy helping people through raids. I enjoy getting the raid with subs and all that. So that keeps me coming back to Destiny. Is it hard knowing what's coming? Yes, but at the same time, I kind of prepped myself going down to the event. I knew that was going to happen. So I instinctively premeditated on it, being like, okay, I know it's going to be hard to come back to Destiny and play it for the next 3 months. But as long as I'm aware of it, I know I can pace myself and still enjoy it and be excited. So I guess that's where I'm at right now. I still enjoy raiding.
Part of that situation that's unique to me is that I fell so hard in love with PlayerUnknown's Battleground, like kind of by accident. And a lot of my friends list from Destiny is also playing that game.
What is it about that, Briar, that's drawing you in?
Playing with a team of 4 or 3 other teammates. And
you only squad, you don't solo queue?
I'll solo occasionally. I don't enjoy it nearly as much as playing with a squad. In fact, it scares me a little bit when I play solo. So it's like,
describe it, Briar, because I've never played it.
Jump in basically. I'll explain like with a squad is you jump into a lobby. There's 100 people in the lobby. 25 teams of 4, right? And you all get into a plane, and the plane flies across this giant island, and then everybody just chooses where to jump out of this plane and parachute to on the island. And wherever you go, you try and find as much loot as you can. Guns, sights, clips, magazines, whatever, scopes, like all the stuff for your guns. And you're also looking for armor. You're looking
That sounds a little bit like H1Z1.
Yeah, it's exactly like H1Z1.
It's very much like King of the Hill. And then, as you start doing that, you'll see the circle start to contract on that island. And if you stay outside of the circle, this big blue kind of wall comes in. And if you stay outside of that blue wall, you'll start losing health. And the smaller the circle gets, the more rapidly you start losing health. So eventually you come down to the middle of this circle, and there's, just a few teams left because everybody's out there murdering each other. And you're down to, the last of it. If you're playing solo, it's there's 5 guys left in a circle where everybody can see the tree everybody else is hiding behind. And if it's down to squads, you're all like kind of circling each other, just waiting for somebody to pop out so you can shoot at them. It's very intense. There's a ton of teamwork involved because you're constantly doing call outs. You're constantly talking about where should we move next? What's our strategy going to be for jumping out of the plane, moving around the island? You're sharing items. You know, I've got a assault rifle, but I don't have a scope. I've got 2 scopes here. Have a scope here. Have a health kit here. Have some ammo for your assault rifle. Like that kind of stuff. As a team-based game, it's very team building. Like, you know, you really feel close to your teammates.
That sounds awesome.
And then it's a blast.
You also have this bloodlust too, though, that you share among your teammates. Where when you kill somebody, even if it's only one person of an enemy team, you know you just ruined that guy's game. That guy now has to watch the rest of his team play that game. Yeah, you know, from a spectator view. It's very intense. It's very fun, and it's that's all I can say about it. It's intense.
One of the things that happens, like you have to build or not build, but like you have to collect loot the entire time. So like you start with nothing. So everyone's starting on the same playing field. Sometimes your group gets really lucky. You land in the right spot, and all of you guys find some really good gear right off the start, and then you can start out, you know, really good. But all it takes is that, you know, that one misplaced engagement, and you're dead, and you have to start over again. So it's pretty high stakes. You know, it's
very high stakes. There's weapons that can one-shot you, you know?
Man, there's like no feeling like when you win, man. Like that's the best feeling.
Have you won, Robbie?
Yeah, I've won. I won a solo and like a couple of duos and a lot of squads because I play with Mr. Fruit and Blue a lot. And it's a blast, man. It's there, like when I won my solo, I was literally like shaking. Like there's like no other feeling. Like, it's so fun.
It's such an adrenaline rush because you've spent all this time building to this moment.
Yeah, exactly.
When you're doing it solo, I mean, I've had moments where I've heard a gunshot next to me, like that. I didn't know a guy was there. And I've literally jumped. Like, you're just in this quiet, you know, like you're just going about your business, looting. You know, you've got in the back of your mind there could be people around, but I haven't seen a person in a long time. And you open a door, and this motherfucker's been camping here for 15 minutes, waiting for me to walk in.
That's the worst part is when you're like 30 minutes into it, and you're running down a field and just get sniped, and you're dead.
Yeah,
and then that's the absolute worst.
Now, you just described a game that sounds awesome. What
Destiny 2?
What aspects of those would you want to see in Destiny 2 that is practical? I mean, what would you want Destiny 2 to learn from, or is it totally different game?
It's a totally different game.
But some sort of a survival mode in Destiny, I could definitely see.
I think the thing that is really cool is just the aspect of going around and like looting stuff. In that, like you know when you find something in the game, you're like, ooh, this is cool. What could this be? And it could be something that you could use.
Chore for me. The cool part of that game is killing people. The murder. That's the cool thing.
Okay.
When I was big into Division survival mode, we had talked about it on the podcast a little bit, and I still think it would be an interesting game mode where everybody starts as like say level 40, but you all have white gear. And then you go around, you keep on finding gear. Oh, found a green piece, found a green weapon, found a blue weapon.
That would be cool.
You know, and then it's King of the Hill type of stuff.
Yeah, that'd be sweet.
It'd be a very interesting mode in Destiny. With the thing that it does with Division is it makes all those early game weapons useful again that you get to use. So if Destiny had that situation where all these early game weapons, like if you got a Shing and E on a round, like holy crap, you're set. You're gonna mow people down.
Yes. Yeah, year one, you're doing good.
Well, no, even now, Shing and E, if you level up a new character, Shing and E is actually really good still. When you get it, it's surprising. It shoots like a laser. So when you get the Shing and E in a game mode like that, you'd be set. You'd mow people down. So
I don't think this is gonna happen in Destiny, but theoretically it'd be awesome.
It'd be sweet.
It would be awesome.
Like, because you got those big patrol zones that would be perfect for this kind of game mode.
And then like it drops like a Gallahorn or something like
that. Imagine with you know, what's that show where once a year everything is you can just kill your neighbor.
Oh,
it was a movie. It was a movie. Yeah, Purge. Yeah. What if they did? What if in Destiny once like a month or patrol zones are purges?
I would love that.
That would be contrary. That would be contrary to us trying to fight for fight against the cabal and everything.
Whatever.
It would be cool though if they opened up a patrol zone for PvP every once in a while.
PvP.
Do you want people to camp with? Do you want people to camp with sniper rifles? Because that's how you get people to camp with sniper rifles.
Come on,
I'm okay with
Patrick,
it because I like sniper rifles.
It would be fun. Yeah, maybe like that. Just like a once a month
open
event
world
for a few
PvP
days.
or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm also in like it. So if I want to do that, I'll go play, DayZ or PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds. Like there's a game that does it really well, so maybe you don't need to put it into Destiny. But it's still
imagine if you had the Destiny gunplay in a game like that,
dude. The gunplay in Battlegrounds is really good too.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
Well, we're doing something fun. The five of us, right? It's
yes, we are
coming up soon. Up on, I believe on Monday at noon.
Mm-hmm.
At noon, we are going to be playing
noon Pacific.
Pacific.
Okay, there we go.
Friday or Monday noon Pacific. We are going to be playing Friday the 13th. Now I gotta tell you guys that the multiplayer sounds amazing, and I'm gonna let Watts describe it. But
I don't know it that well. I've watched a little bit of it. I heard about it and read about it before it came out, and I was like, that would be so fun for the podcast.
I think Robbie's played it already.
No, I haven't played it. Mr. Fruit was locked out of it. We were doing a video on it today, but he got locked out of it for some reason, so we have to push back till tomorrow. Yeah.
Okay.
So I didn't get to play it. I haven't watched it.
We're going to talk about it for a second here, but I need you guys to know that I am the biggest wuss when it comes to scary movies or anything. So I will not play scary video games. I am afraid that I am going to lose my shit.
And that would be hilarious.
That'd be great.
Well, let's make sure we have a webcam on Pope Bear.
Yeah.
So we're going to be playing on PS4.
Pope. I do not handle scary movies, and especially scary video games. I think are scarier than scary movies because
they are.
It's happening to you instead of just yelling at the screen because somebody did something stupid. But yeah, man, I'll start sweating. I'll start my heart will start racing. Outlast was really traumatic for me.
So it's like a 4-player thing, right? And then one person is the
Jason.
Is Jason?
Everybody.
Oh yeah, I can't. Oh, this will be fun.
It's gonna be really fun.
I don't think you can stop Jason either. You can't just kill him.
I don't think you can kill him. You just have to hide and stay alive.
You gotta run,
kind of like a Dead by Daylight.
And there's some things that I wished I would see, and I watched several demos of it and people play, and I'm excited because we get to you kind of go out into the world and you find different things to slow Jason down, right? And there's different versions of Jason because if you're fans of the movie, you know that Jason is not the same in every Jason movie. So when you jump into multiplayer, you could be there's different types of Jasons, and some are stronger, some are faster, but essentially one person's Jason, and then the rest are camp counselors. You can jump out of windows. You can hide under beds. You can run. But the more you put yourself into dangerous situations, the easier it is for Jason to see you because he can see you as a kind of predator type
outline thing.
Yeah,
outline
so
thing,
vision kind of thing.
Right.
Yeah.
And so the more if you run out of a building into darkness, your character will immediately, their fear factor will elevate to a point where you'll glow, radiate, so Jason can see you really easily. So you want to do things you want to move and keep your character from having as little fear as possible, so it's harder for Jason to find you. I'm excited. I guarantee you I'm going to squeal like a little baby.
Okay, so I think we all should stream it. Do you guys want me to edit together something afterwards too, just doing highlights and whatnot, and just put it up on the?
Yeah, that would be great.
Okay.
Yeah, that would
be because some people
fun.
won't get a chance to tune into this. I think it'd be cool to get all of our perspectives. So we'll
and have it all together. That would be.
So when is this again?
Monday at 12 p.m. Pacific on all of our individual Twitch channels. Pope, do you stream?
I can.
Okay, cool.
We need a face cam on you, Pope. Okay.
I'll stream just so you have the video.
Okay, good. Thank you.
Thank you.
In that case, yes, it will be a fun time.
I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you, Jason as a kid, Freddy Krueger, Jason. I have yet to watch and this is the God's honest truth, I have never watched a full Friday the 13th or Jason, like a Nightmare on Elm Street. I've never been able to watch a complete movie. I always freak the shit out and I can't watch the whole thing.
I've never seen Nightmare on Elm Street.
They're fun.
I've seen Freddy vs. Jason. Is stupid.
Yeah.
Do you guys remember in Pinocchio where he gets put on the island with all the other kids that tell lies?
He's turned into a jackass.
Yeah, and
I've never seen Pinocchio.
Whole thing, that scared the shit out of me as a kid.
Pinocchio, too
It
scary.
is, dude.
Too
If you don't think Pinocchio's scary, I think
the real story is very scary. I don't recommend
it's
anyone.
like
It's
weird.
gruesome and gross.
As many of those old
if you've been
fables
on the
are.
They are.
If you've been on the Pinocchio ride at Disneyland, you get sent to hell and get hit by a train. It's really crazy.
Really?
Oh, yeah, you do. In, like,
you get hit by a
Toontown or
train and
something
you're
like
sent
that,
to hell, and like some hell judge judges you.
Yeah, dude, that ride used to scare me, man. I know exactly what you're talking about. Ugh.
So
You guys want to do some Twitter questions?
I think we can move into that because,
for sure.
guys, is there any other Destiny 2 stuff we need? We
30 FPS brownie face.
Okay,
We do need to.
We're
give
sad
away
about it.
We all went to the Destiny 2 reveal event, and at the almost all of us. Okay. Oh, sorry, Robbie. Just kidding. All right. So they were giving away this grab bag, and on the way out, it's the loot from the Destiny 2 reveal. We are giving it away. I posted a Twitter giveaway on our new, not our new, but our DCP Twitter account. Which, by the way, you really should follow and turn notifications on because we are.
It's also where you should submit Twitter questions from this point
Yes.
forward.
Yes.
FYI.
We are
So
using
go follow it. now.
We are using it simply as you will not get spam. You will only get when the episodes are live and when there's special announcements. So there's a beanie in here, PS4 with Destiny 2 logo beanie. There was a really awesome, set of Destiny 2 control freaks there.
Oh, I have the Lego thing.
Now I can be good.
And
Did you
there
build
is
that?
also a Lego.
Which is really cool.
It's not Lego. It's like knockoff Legos, but it's cool.
like
It's a
Lego
knockoff.
blocks.
It's a knockoff Lego,
Lincoln
but
Logs.
yeah.
Knockoff
There
blocks.
you go. Nice.
Whoa.
Nice.
That looks
That's
really
actually
cool.
pretty dope.
And this little bag is pretty cool.
I like the
It's a
sling bag the most.
Yeah,
honestly.
I like
So
that.
everybody who followed and retweeted our new Twitter account was eligible to be in this drawing, and I drew a name randomly using a random follower Twitter.
You did. I watched it.
Yes.
Confirmed.
And we are going to, I'm going to link the person, the winner in chat, but it is Ethan MC301. He, congratulations.
Congrats,
Ethan.
Congrats.
Claps
MC?
in the chat.
We'll contact
If,
you on Twitter as well if you're
Yeah,
not.
I'm going to,
Wow.
apparently I can't do links. Okay. So,
I see.
Anyway.
No, you can.
I can see it.
You are not permitted.
okay. So Ethan, congratulations, man. I'm going to contact you on Twitter and send me your address and I will send it out to you. Thanks, man.
Cool.
All right.
Yay.
First question from Twitter is from Starscream. Out of the entire Dream Team, who is really the best at PvP and PvE?
Mr. Fruit, easy. It's not even close, honestly.
I'm not gonna
Christian
lie.
by far.
Every time I've played against him at the like the Destiny events and whatnot,
Yeah.
he's
Just naturally good at every video game.
yeah,
honestly,
he's really good.
He is really good. He also
Yeah.
yelled at me about being a warlock at the event.
Well, there you
I
go.
came around the corner and he's like, Warlock! What?
But
Yeah,
yeah,
that
Christian by far, not even close.
He is really good.
He's just
Getting the
always been-
robot Shinji says, what is Robbie's favorite moment from being part of the Dream Team?
I think right now, actually, Mr. Fruit hitting 1 million subs. Because, I mean, we've talked about 1 million subs since we were sophomores in high school. Because I was watching, like, Ray William Johnson. And I was like, I wonder what it's like to have that many subs. And he's like, that'd be sick. And that's when he was, like, uploading to, like, his old YouTube channel, like, during high school. So I think,
what's the link to that one?
let me see.
Because that's got to be funny.
I know he used to play like Gotham City Imposters. I know it's still up.
That was a fun
somewhere.
game.
It was a really
Yeah,
good
he
game.
loved it. He like
It was super fun.
But yeah, definitely him hitting 1 million was like definitely really, really cool.
God, I haven't thought of that game in forever.
Yeah, so that's the one he always put out.
All right. Well, while Robbie's looking for that, maybe the next question.
Michael Fitzgerald says, how hard is it to play Destiny now that you played Destiny 2? We already talked about that one, so I'm going to move on.
You just get to yell at people and say, you're going to suck in Destiny. You're going to be so bad.
First in line says, does the DCP crew think that Destiny 2 is worth it to get a PS4 Pro, and a 4K TV?
It's too early to call for one thing. We've seen one strike a PvP game mode and the first a mission, not even the first mission. We've seen the story mission. It's too early to say, but it did look gorgeous. I'd just keep waiting until
I got a different answer.
Played it. Okay.
If you're already thinking about getting a 4K TV for other reasons, maybe you want to watch 4K Netflix, or maybe you want to watch 4K Ultra HD Blu-rays, then I would get a PS4, a 4K PS4, if you want to play Destiny 2. But I wouldn't decide based on Destiny if you want to get a PS4 Pro and a 4K TV. I would base it on, do I want to get a 4K TV, and then do I want to get a PS4 Pro to go with it?
And also,
so I kind of approach it from a different direction.
Yeah. Also,
the bigger
your 4K
purchase is the TV.
Yeah,
Yes.
Your 4K TV, you want to make sure it has like low latency. You don't want to. You don't want to get a TV
online about that too.
Yeah, you don't want to get a TV that's suddenly going to have like a 30-second or a 30 ms input lag on it, because then you're not going to be able to play Destiny well. It's going to be like,
you're not going to be able to. You might not be top tier PvP, but you'll probably be able to play.
Well, you're going to notice that it's going to be weird.
If you go from a monitor,
it's going to feel weird.
Yeah.
If you go from a monitor to that, then if you're already on a laggy TV and you go to another laggy TV, then it's going to feel the same.
That's going to be weird.
Also, they could possibly have a PS4 Pro Destiny 2 edition package.
True.
That's what I'm waiting for.
I'm waiting for that too, because if that happens, I'm getting it. No question.
Yeah.
It's just instantly getting it. So.
Also, we don't know how 1080p on a PS4 Pro is going to look in comparison to a regular PS4. So it might look exactly the same.
So when all of those comparisons come out, then you can have a better decision.
Yep.
Make there.
Hopefully, we see it in the beta too. Hopefully, there's support for that, so we can know.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Yep.
Seabast17 says, will there be a Dream Team Olympics 2 as a celebration for Fruit's 1 million subs?
I can't confirm nor deny if there is going to be a dream. I have to say on the fence. I can't say anything. I'm sorry.
You're a horrible liar.
I can't say yes or no to the question. How about that?
Yeah, that's fair enough. But from speaking from a person who gets lied to all day long,
I'm a bad liar.
Yeah, you're a horrible. I bet you when you get pulled over by a police officer, you're like, I don't know.
I don't know what I did.
There was 1 week on the podcast where remember when my webcam used to not work way back in the day, and 1 week Poe was like, did you try just plugging it into your laptop and trying to work from that? I was like, yeah, I totally did. And you just immediately called me out on that shit. I was like, I'm just too lazy to.
Can't confirm nor deny. I'll say that.
Good answer.
Doughboy
says,
you
can read between the lines.
What if you choose your journey in Destiny 2? For example, the trailer has Vala and Cade. What if you choose the leader you follow? Similar to, I guess, factions now, except with actual meaningful impact.
Huh. Yeah.
There was
around a little bit.
Well, also there's the planets, right?
That's what
the planets that go with each of the classes. So I think, if you're a hunter, then you're going to go to Nessus and you're going to meet Cade there, and you're probably going to see more of Cade if you're a hunter. Same with all the others would be my guess. I don't know.
Sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, I think it would be interesting if there is different storylines per character that you pick, like a hunter, warlock, titan, have different storylines and maybe different endings. Not necessarily like
that'd be awesome.
Yeah, not lore changing endings, but just different endings in general because you're that type of character. I think it'd be pretty cool.
Because then it's replayability, right? When you're going through on your warlock, you're not like, God
like
damn it, I got
exactly. Yeah. Same stuff I saw on my hunter.
Blah, blah. Yeah.
Brondo says, Brondo, it's got what bodies need. I know we haven't seen everything yet, but are you guys concerned about the lack of customization as far as class and armor goes. Heard this from Holtz.
So
Holtz, what's going on here?
Patrick,
Okay.
you take
So, as far as armor armor weapons, I'm not going to comment on those. We haven't been able to inspect them. We don't know if there's going to be like other stat trees. We don't know what the hell mods are. We don't know anything about that. What we can definitely talk about is class specialization, because basically what they're doing is we talked about it last week, but now we got confirmation on it. We saw there were basically two little squares that you could pick, a top and a bottom one on each spec, and they had little names for each of them. Each spec does something really different, but very well for each other. So instead of having a build that you can do with all your different little talent trees and selecting different synergies between each talent, it's just, I'm going to select this block, or I'm going to select this block. And while that's really good for the kind of more casual player, someone who's not going to take the time to, research your class, to see what the best synergies are, to see how your armor might be able to help out with any of these talents, it's just pick one of those blocks, and the build is perfectly optimized to do that thing really well, and you're not going to be at a disadvantage because you didn't educate yourself. That's really good for the kind of person who's not going to invest time. However, for someone who does put time into the game, that suddenly becomes a very shallow puddle in terms of speccing your character, fulfilling that sort of fantasy, or just maybe you want to do a different build. Datto had a video go out about it. But yeah, like sometimes you want to do a stupid build, but now you can't do a stupid build because that option isn't there. I know that's a weird criticism.
I hear you on that, and I'm going to throw a counter argument to what it opens up, because we were talking about this on the stream. Yeah, it does limit it quite a bit to what we have right now. It makes the actual builds be very watered down. But it opens up the possibilities to have a lot more class-changing abilities put into exotic armor. So what if self-res was an exotic helmet that they added in? So you'd have to equip that helmet to have this really powerful thing. What if every single exotic was useful now because it actually gave you some sort of improvement in that class tree that before was a spec, but now it's an exotic that you have to equip? Kind of like Twilight Garrison is a great example of something that a lot of people feel like it could have been in the skill tree, kind of like how Shade Step is. But what if Shade Step required a pair of boots? So you had to pick between Bones of A or Shade Step. Things like that. I'm looking forward to that type of thing. I don't know if I'm going to like it necessarily, but I am looking forward to them having the opportunity to balance things around those things.
I like that idea.
I have I guess it's a pretty unpopular opinion according to the comments of my video, but I actually really like this subclass thing, and I like it for a few reasons. So one reason is that it makes it way easier to balance.
Yeah.
If anything is a problem, then they can deal with the whole subclass tree of perks instead of just nerfing one thing or like buffing one thing. They're actually balancing. It's going to enable them to actually balance subclasses instead of just like blanket nerfs or whatever. Another reason that I really like it is because I can totally see that they would be able to add to subclasses by adding another cluster of skills
DLC,
for you to choose from.
Right?
DLC. Whereas before, you had more customization from the start, but it would be pretty difficult for them to add more to what we currently have in Destiny 1 in terms of the perks that we select. Whereas in Destiny 2, they can just create a whole new subclass cluster of abilities, perfectly balance it, have it ready to go for the game, and they can insert it into the game. So I'm excited where they could take that, because I think there's a lot more that they could add when it comes to this way of doing things than the old way. But balancing is definitely my biggest thing. I know for PvE players, they've yelled at me because it's like, oh, it's PvP and it's balanced and all that stuff. And I'm like, well, yeah, but it is going to make it a much more balanced experience, and they're going to have a better time with balancing it. So I personally like it.
Yeah. No, I can understand all of it. I'm also that type of player that at the start of a game, I love to try out everything out there. I love to find these neat little niche circumstances where this build might be interesting. Yes, once we're 3 years into the game, you always hear me talking about, oh, I don't change anything about my character at all because I know what I like. I know how I like playing. And I did that through all that, through trying out literally everything that was there. And now that has been kind of taken out, it's like, oh, well, I don't get to have that experience because they're making the build simpler for a great, fantastic reason. But it's still kind of disappointing because that is one of the things I enjoyed. Mm-hmm. So that's my take on it.
It is odd that our Guardians seem to have more abilities but less options.
Yep.
And that was a development build, right? So that's not.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, stuff could change.
Yeah, stuff could change.
Exactly. Yep. Next,
Trigger Dawnblade says, "Would you sacrifice visuals just to get 60 FPS?"
Okay.
Yeah.
So.
Yes.
Yeah, easy.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not exploring the world. Like, I don't get to go to where those mountains look pretty. Like, I get to see 60 frames. Like, I want that over a cute little mountain pass in the background, personally.
I make this decision all the time with PC games. Well, I used to anyway, or I got a 1080. But, you make an adjustment. Do I want, better graphical settings?
Yeah.
Just ultra details? Running at a lower frame rate, or do I want a higher frame rate running with fewer details? And every time it is very easy to make that decision because you watch a game run at 60 frames per second, or you play it at 60 frames per second, and then you play it at 30. 60 just feels better. It just
does.
Yep, does.
The one thing is that when you're saying, "Oh, would you sacrifice?" What was it again, Briar? Sacrificing graphics for visuals to get 60 FPS?
Yeah.
Was that it?
Uh-huh. Yep.
Okay. Like. It's different things. We're losing 60 FPS because of the CPU, not the GPU.
So that's a pretty popular thing that's going around based on the Digital Foundry video that came out this week.
Yeah.
And that may or may not be true, but that doesn't impact Bungie's decision to make it 60 frames per second. That decision was made a long time ago. Like, here's the graphical fidelity we're going to shoot for, and if we're going to shoot for this graphical fidelity, we got to do it at 60 frames per second. Luke Smith coming out and saying it couldn't run our game at 60 frames per second. Well, that's because you developed a game that it couldn't run at 60 frames per second. To blame the hardware for that, I think, is a little bit counterfeit.
Well, my thing is they had a particular vision for the game, for how they want.
I understand that. But to blame the console for not being able to run the game at 60 frames per second, you design a game.
Here's the thing, though, Briar. Here's the thing: you can't take what you have right now and completely make a brand new engine, and also develop a new title with all the stuff that we're excited about in a span of, like, say, 3 or 4 years. They have to gut that engine to make it run 60 FPS for that particular CPU. And for anybody who knows bottlenecking in PC, the CPU absolutely is what bottlenecks the graphics cards. So it's an old CPU design that is not powerful at all. In fact, it's kind of a joke that these consoles have this CPU in it. Seriously, and
it is. Yeah,
it's kind of a joke. Yeah, because it's definitely holding it back for what it can compute to then push those frames. So they have to design from the ground up to be able to handle the shortcomings of the CPU in order to push it to 60 FPS. So I put out a video and said, would you be okay with waiting, say, 2 years of extra development time if they could make Destiny 2, that's going to come out in 3 months, 60 FPS with dedicated servers, but still the same game, if you had to wait 2 years? And for me personally, no, I would not want to wait 2 years. No way, right? No way.
Yeah, I would.
Yeah, if they had to completely rebuild that engine from the ground up for it.
I think it comes down to another Sony thing. I think Sony wanted their game to be at 4K and look great on the PlayStation Pro and wanted that rather than
Sony also mandates that if you are to release a game on the base PlayStation, you cannot release it on the PS Pro at a higher frame rate. That is a mandate. So if Bungie can't hit 60 frames per second on the base PlayStation, they can't do it on the other one too for competitive PvP game modes.
Yeah. Yep. And the same goes for the CPU on Scorpio as well. It's the same CPU with just a higher megahertz or whatever, gigahertz, whatever it is. So it's sad, but at the same time, I'd much rather have Destiny 2 come out soon as opposed to them taking another couple years to completely rebuild an engine to support the 60 FPS infrastructure on console. Because we will.
That being said, the engine definitely looks a lot different.
Well, just wait for it to come out on PC.
PC,
so even though Destiny 2 is not running at like a higher frame rate than Destiny 1, it feels a lot smoother. It looks smoother. Like it looks and feels better. Right. So if you really, really, really want to have the 60 FPS experience, it's on PC for you to have. And on console, it looks amazing. It plays amazing. Like it's a step up from Destiny 1 on console, not just on PC. Yeah. So
I calculated the cost of the PCs that we played Destiny 2 on, just based on what you could see. You want to know how much it was?
$1,500, $2,000.
I'm curious.
Including the monitor, which
were they
priced out at $1,300. The monitor alone was $1,300. But it was about $3,600. It doesn't include like any accessories. Like
what was
PC,
the
mice,
graphics card?
That kind of stuff.
1080 Ti.
1080 Ti.
1080.
Which I think is, it hovers around $800.
Yeah, it's like six. Yeah.
It was a beast of a PC that shocked us all when we walked into the room.
It was nice.
All right, next question.
4K, 60 FPS. Woo.
Just have both. Looks good. Why not both?
Yeah. Robin Abstu.
You nailed it.
Thank you.
Can I buy a mouse?
The 17-17-7 Glimmer Easter egg. I guess we already talked about this one.
I believe.
You believe? I want to believe.
I believe.
Hogwash.
Dustin Call says, do you think the rumored July 17th beta date will be for the open beta or for PS4 early access?
Early access.
I think so.
Early access, right?
Yeah, you would think so. I mean, it's a Monday, though. That's the only thing, I think.
Right. That makes sense. So they do the early access on Monday through like
that would
Wednesday, and then on Thursday open it up for public for the weekend, or Friday open it up for public for the weekend. Yeah. And that also helps you prepare your server load too, because the early access players start early, and then as you go throughout the week,
it builds up, right?
Add until you can test you're slamming.
Mm-hmm.
Iowa Game Over says, if the Dream Team started a podcast, would that mean DCP no longer is undefeated?
Well, there we go.
Showdown.
So what if we start a podcast and then we are considered a podcast? The loss you guys have against us.
It's not retroactive.
No, it's not retroactive.
It's not retroactive. We're not grandfathered in.
Podcast when you beat us.
The governing body has ruled in.
We've put a video out 2.5 years every Thursday. How does that not make us a podcast?
Are you on iTunes?
Completely neutral podcast.
No, we're not on iTunes.
Not a podcast.
I don't know Steve Jobs, man. I don't have the inner workings you guys got.
Look, it's really hard to become a podcast now. You got to dig them up and then
DCP is a new podcast. So
it's true.
That's true.
Yeah, that's
true.
You
lost the Planet Destiny version, or we lost beat you while we were on Planet Destiny.
We still won.
You beat Planet Destiny.
You guys
that's
can
a different
believe whatever
podcast.
you want.
You beat Planet Destiny. You didn't beat DCP. So
hashtag
right, man.
Hashtag undefeated.
Hashtag we'll see.
A Dingo Took My Name says, thoughts about Digital Foundry recent video. We just talked about this, so I'm going to move on. Eric Panthavong says, theory out there says dedicated servers would take some processing burden off consoles to enable 60 frames per second. Should Bungie
I don't think that's how it works.
I don't think that's how it
works. So they talked about it in the weekly update a little bit, and then definitely in the GDC talk. Dedicated servers, as we are thinking of them, just basically wouldn't work with with the design goals of the game, where you have kind of the seamless transition between each area, and basically what they're wanting to do. Dedicated servers are an option. They need to have the hybrid system.
Yeah.
Bumblebee Cannon says, why do you think they chose 3 subclasses for the reveal? Could the other returning subclasses be getting more serious revamps?
I imagine they just want to give us a taste. Like if we know there's going to be 2 subclasses for each class. Voidwalker,
for sure,
Voidwalker, Dawn Blade for Warlocks, Gunslinger, Arcstrider for Hunters, then Pole Dancer. Yes, Pole Dancer. My bad.
Gotta do what you gotta do, man.
Yes, and then Striker and Sentinel.
He's working his way through college, though, Robbie.
Yeah, exactly. Put my kids through school, man.
I want a perk.
This is just a side super, man.
I want a perk where enemies drop more glimmer when hit with Pole Dancer.
Oh God, yes.
Just throwing it at you.
Yeah. Yes. That's amazing.
Can we integrate Spotify with the Arc Strider Super so like it pops up a certain playlist anytime you use it? Yeah.
Pour some sugar
in
on
every respect of the reveal, we saw very little. We saw one strike. Yeah. We saw one story mission. We saw one PvP level playing one game mode. And to think that we've seen all there is for subclasses and that kind of stuff is, I think, it ignores the rest of the stuff that we saw such segmented pieces of.
We are nowhere near.
We got all summer.
Yep.
Bungie likes to get that hype train rolling, and they like to keep it rolling right into release. Yeah. So we're just on the front end of that thing.
We are.
I'm assuming a lot more. I'm assuming those other classes are going to get shown at E3, personally.
So you think 3? You were going to have 3 at launch, or what?
No, 2.
Or just okay, so what, 2? Okay.
Like two per character, just like it was in Vanilla Destiny.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're going to show. They're going to show Titan America, Pole Dancer. Oh, you think all 3?
My theory is 4. My theory.
Get out of
4.
Patrick's going crazy.
They're going to revamp.
What kind of reefer you smoking in there? In Washington, Jesus.
It's good shit. Look, there's going to be 4. They're going to revamp each of the old subclasses, and then they're going to put in the new ones.
No way.
Think about
This is the bet I'll have with you. There's no way there's 4. No way.
I would love to see 4. Theory.
There's going to be 4 because they just switched it to 4v4 and PvP.
Oh, there you go. Well, the 4s. They love the number 4 now.
Yeah, but the raids aren't going to be 4.
Weapons that are like, so say, let's take Dawnblade, for example. People are thinking Sunsinger's just not there. What if you can turn the Dawnblade into a Sunsinger with a skill perk set? So it's not like a full new subclass, but you get kind of like a new super with all of that. I don't know. It's a possibility. That's 1.5.
That would be very interesting. Imagine if you went out into, the European Dead Zone, you found some ancient rune that you unlocked in one of those caves or whatever, and it gave you a new super that like adjusted your current super.
That would be awesome.
Yeah. That'd be cool.
That would be really cool.
Like a new piece of exotic armor gets you like a new branch of like perks or something like that. That'd be sick.
There's a lot of options that they can do with the new subclass set that everyone hates so much.
Yeah.
So.
Joe says, are you disappointed that there isn't a new enemy race in Destiny 2? Joe, how do you know that? Between Azure and the 9 and the Ahamkara and concept art, I want more sci-fi races. Joe, there's no reason to think that there's not new enemies in Destiny 2.
There's scions that snipe you now. Excuse me.
Right?
They have learned to use a sniper now.
There's dogs.
And there's like dogs.
There's dogs.
Yeah.
Dogs.
We all have a bunch of new enemy types.
Well, they're not talking about just new character.
They're talking about a new race.
Yes. Well, maybe there is. We're going to planets that we've never been to before. So.
They certainly wouldn't reveal it at the.
No, they wouldn't.
This is not the time to reveal that.
Yeah.
And if there's anything we know about Bungie, they like us to have those surprises. They will guard that.
I would, if they are going to reveal a new enemy race, I would like them to guard it until we actually find out by playing the game.
Yeah, me too.
Yes,
that would be insane.
Yep.
Yeah, that'd be sweet.
Jeremy says, what non-Destiny games will you play over the summer while waiting for Destiny 2? Also, who from the DCP will be watching Game of Thrones this season?
Game of Thrones,
Definitely.
Yes, obviously.
Yeah,
obviously.
Hell yeah.
I'm not even part of the podcast, but I'm raising my hand.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
You are now, Robbie.
Yeah.
What non-Destiny games are you guys playing over the summer?
Man, I got a huge backlog. Not gonna lie.
Yeah. I saw you playing Dark Souls, Tefty. That looked nice.
I'm doing the DLC, the Ring City one.
Okay.
So I decided to make a brand new character. I made a pyro. I'm a pyromancer.
Oh.
I've never been a pyromancer in Dark Souls ever.
That's fun.
Turns out it's really fun. I hucked black orbs at the dancer and killed it. It's great.
I'm playing a lot of Overwatch. Overwatch comp is keeping me pretty satisfied. I'm trying to get to Grandmasters, but we'll see if that ever happens. And PUBG, Player Unknown.
That game is so fun.
Yeah.
I still haven't played Neo. I still want to play Farpoint that came out for PSVR.
Hearthstone. I play a lot of Hearthstone.
The beginning of this year was so packed full of good games that I just didn't get. It was,
yeah.
Yeah.
I need to get some more Magic the Gathering in, like usual. As far as video games go, I need to finish up multiple playthroughs of Nier Automata because I did one playthrough of it and absolutely fell in love with the gameplay. Story is really cool. I've heard that you have to play through it like 5 times to get all the ending things.
Yeah, it changes too. From what I hear, I haven't played it, so it's not really like playing through it again. It's different.
That's cool.
It like introduced some things and like it never finished that story thread, which was kind of disappointing. But I'm gonna save final judgments until I finish all of it. Fantastic game thus far. I'm hoping like there's a bunch of other games that are supposed to come out, but they haven't actually had release dates, so I have no idea.
Are you playing Nier? I'm sorry. Are you playing Nier Automata?
Nier Automata?
Are you playing that game on the PC or on the PlayStation?
PlayStation.
Okay. I was wondering because I heard the PC port had some issues.
The PC port has some issues. I think there's like a patch you can download, but just play it on PS4. It plays really well.
Yeah.
I bought it for PS4. I haven't played it yet. I need to.
Tefty, you'll love it. The booty.
That's what everybody says.
Booty in the game.
Tell me. I need to play Surge also. The sci-fi Dark Souls. I need to play that.
Is there booty in the game?
What? Sci-fi Dark Souls?
Yes, sci-fi Dark Souls, yeah.
No
That's
way.
brand new. It came out this week or last week.
Yeah.
I have to look up on that. That looks sweet.
Yeah.
That sounds cool.
I played Injustice 2 also, the campaign. That was like, it felt like a movie.
Is the campaign cool?
Yeah, it's like a movie. It's crazy.
Yeah. I watched like the first one on YouTube, just like all the cutscenes. I'm going to do that for this one.
Dude, the facial animations are insane. They're
They're
next
good?
level. They really are.
Yeah.
Like, it's getting to a point where, like, there's some serious emotion being conveyed in video game animation characters where, like, you blur the line of movie and watching it and playing a game.
Yeah.
Press X to pay respects.
And also, I've never heard about the game Witcher 3. I don't know anything about it.
Nope.
That game is so good.
The new Tekken's coming out like super soon.
I'm a huge Tekken fan. I'm
a huge Tekken fan. I cannot.
I'm more Melee. I like Melee a lot.
I prefer Melee as well. I don't like memorizing.
I used to like that when I was 6 years old, and I grew up and started playing Tekken.
Mango down.
Learn some combos, become a real fighter.
Just wave dash you, bro. Even though I don't want to do any of that.
I think the thing that I'm excited about is getting my son and I. We really want to play the Zelda Breath of the Wild, and we have to
Pope, it's so good.
We got to get the Wii, or the new Switch. We don't have a console to play it on, so I'm waiting for this summer and when there's a little bit of time, and we'll probably pick it up and play it.
Have you ever played a Zelda before, or will this be like your?
Actually, that's where I got my name from.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I don't think I've told anybody that. So there's when I was in elementary school, my friends and I had taken graph paper, and we each had a responsibility of the original Zelda map, The Legend of Zelda. We each took a quadrant, and we hit every bush and tried to light it on fire. And we took all our maps together, and at lunch we would tape them together to form the full map of Zelda, and then we would try to memorize it. This is before the internet, right?
Yeah.
We'd try to memorize it, and then we would swap out quadrants of the map, and then go home and try it. So this is before the releases and stuff. So my name is my real name is linked to that and Zelda, and I'm not going to tell exactly how because that's my real name. But
spoiler.
But Pope Bear came from that, and I've had that name since I can remember, but it was started in Zelda. Yeah, I love it, man. I absolutely love it.
The Mohegan 9 says, when is it okay to teabag or to respect kneel an opponent?
Never initiate it first.
Oh, why not?
Okay, it's Robbie. Robbie and I, we have very different opinions.
I think you should, man. If you just like own the dude and like you gave him the business, you should give him the business again.
No,
I'm all for it. I'm all for the BM.
I hold completely still, and then if I like no scope someone, it's usually I'm holding still and then hitting PlayStation record. See that's my teabag. That's my teabag. It's like you're gonna end up on YouTube.
That is pretty effective.
Oh man.
Yeah.
0x Nova says, what top 2 or 3 games do each of you think everyone should play?
League of Legends.
Kingdom Hearts 2.
The Zelda was pretty amazing, honestly.
Or Skyrim.
Yeah, Breath of the Wild was insane.
It's an experience.
Final Fantasy VIII.
Like
new games or
games
ever,
in general.
Ever.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking.
It doesn't really
general.
specify. I'll leave it up
I'm
to you.
thinking in general.
Final
I'm thinking
Fantasy
Skyrim,
VIII because
then.
it's the best Final Fantasy.
Metroid.
Oh man,
Or Ocarina of Time. Everybody should play that. Or Halo 2.
Metroid Prime on the Wii. Oh my god, so good.
Okay. I'll pick 3 different types of games. You want to play Bastion? You want to play Zelda Majora's Mask?
Oh, over Breath of the Wild?
Yeah.
I can't.
I'm only picking.
I can't go with it. I mean, Breath of the Wild it's just.
You think Breath of the Wild is better than Ocarina too?
Yeah, I really do.
Wow.
I do too. I think Breath of the Wild is like the best Zelda game.
I haven't played it,
absolutely, but it's such a time investment to go into. And it's like, here, go play this game. I'm not going to say, here, take 200 hours and go do this. Like Bastion, 8 hours.
Breath of the Wild take you 200 hours if you try and do everything. But
well, that's what you want to do.
Or Witcher 3.
You can't not try to do everything when you get enticed to just by the world building. So Bastion, Majora's Mask, Last of Us. Play those 3 games.
Oh, Last of Us is sweet. I'm surprised WoW's not on your list.
I can't recommend it anymore. WoW at the start to like Wrath of the Lich King was one of the most interesting experiences out there, and now it's good. It's still good, but it's hard to kind of recommend it. It's kind of changed from what it originally was.
I'm gonna go with Breath of the Wild, Skies of Arcadia, and The Witcher 3.
What's up with Witcher 3, Tefty? What's this Witcher 3 mean?
I don't know any names by that name.
You know why I'm here.
Zero Cool Nightman says, can we get a list of who is the tallest to shortest person within DCP? Been hearing rumors that Pope is shorter than Watts. This is true.
Yes.
Pope isn't very tall. Because I'm like a gentleman's 5'8", and like we're eye to eye.
Little known fact about Watts is she's like 6'4".
That's right.
True.
It's intimidating.
Very few people know that.
Very few people.
Very few.
It's
a well-hidden secret.
It goes Watts, Breyer, Holtz, myself, Pope.
That's it. That's the lineup.
He admitted it. Clip it. We're good.
Twisted Fate says, do you think the weapon loadout changes were to keep PvP more balanced? How do you think this will affect PvE? Rip sniper and rocket combo.
Yeah, I can definitely understand how this is a change that seems like it's mainly for PvP, that it's also heavily affecting PvE. But I can only really agree with that if we're thinking this is like, if this would be like a DLC to Destiny 1. But it's not. It's an entirely different new game. So it's a different sandbox, a different vision for a sandbox in my eyes.
Reddit has had a thread going about this for a few days now. It's pretty salty in there, but there's a bunch of things like this. Like, you know, I want my, how can they get rid of my old weapons, and how can they get rid of all the emblems that I earned and my ships, and how can they get rid of my subclass that I love so much?
Because we're getting a new game. It's going to be better, and you're going to find loot, and it's going to be
fucking
new.
Game for the rest of your life.
Yeah, that's my thing too.
Dude,
And also, to everyone else,
Pope, yes.
stop complaining about a game that, one, you haven't played at all. You've seen a tiny amount of it. Like, at least wait for the beta before you start completely bitching.
No, I'm mad.
It is my God-given my God-given right as a member of the internet to complain about shit I don't know about, and you're going to have to take it.
No. I will ban you.
Damn,
that's not true. The mute button works in so many different platforms. Unfortunately, it's not working right now. I keep clicking it, but it just doesn't work.
You listen here. I know everything there is about networking. These dedicated servers are so easy. They just had to use a dummies book to put in dedicated servers. That's all. It's easy.
I'll make them.
All right. It is honestly, I think if you look at it from a developer standpoint, they expect the fire hose of public opinion to be there. I wish people were more constructive in the way that they formed it, but I have zero problem with anybody having an opinion. I just wish they wouldn't necessarily express it in the way that they do. So, in the court of public opinion, I see people asking what they want and being very, entitled to do so, but they are not entitled to get what they want. There's a difference.
True. what I'm sick of seeing though is that they're taking this away or they're changing this, and I don't like that. Like, you haven't played it yet.
Get over it and don't play it.
Don't you want to play a new video game?
No, because we want Destiny 1.5, but also we want Destiny 2, and it's the same, but it's not different enough.
The other thing too is you're not losing it. You're not losing all your emotes. You're not losing your emblems. You're not losing anything. It's still going to be in Destiny 1.
Go play Destiny 1.
Go play exactly.
We're going to be playing Destiny 2, which is a new game where you can get new loot and be excited again for getting green weapons.
For like 2 seconds.
Okay. But you can be excited for getting all of the green and working up to blue and purple and exotics and getting that new weapon that you didn't even know exist. Like,
Lots, you're just saying that because you're a streamer.
Yes.
You're not a casual like myself.
Yeah, that's just.
You're not for the people.
Yeah,
you're not for the.
You're not a gamer.
You don't understand.
Okay, so I brought a visual aid to help with the understanding of this.
Okay, Sean Spicer. Let's go.
Okay, yeah. So I loved this book. This was a really good book. I hope this analogy ends up.
That's a lot of words, dude.
I have no idea where I'm going with this. And I liked the font. The font works. I can read it great. The page weight is good. The story, it's all working. This is the book. I went to the store. I bought the second book, the sequel.
Read 2 books?
2 books. 2 books. There's a whole series of these.
Did you lose everything in that first book?
Well, yeah. Like, that's the thing is, here's the first book. And it's still here.
Oh my god!
It's over. It's over here now. It's over here.
I can't comprehend.
And I go and read this one.
You can go and read the old book.
And remember what really worked about the first book? The font, the page weight, how you can read it and like you can understand it and everything, and it's really working. That's like the gunplay in Destiny. It's like, oh, that's all the same. The UI is the same. Yeah, because that shit really worked. It's good.
Holtz,
why would you change
I'm disappointed it's not a poster. I can't believe it's still a book. This is unbelievable.
I'd rather have it be a movie.
You know, I really thought they would re-envision the sequel as
a board game.
A bi-monthly snack box that comes to your door.
I mean, to be honest, I was told it was going to be mobile.
Why are there different words in the second book than in the first book? I really like the first book.
I know it was good. It was good, but sometimes when you need to write a sequel, you need to put different words.
I'm sorry, it's just book 1.5. That's what I see. This is unbelievable.
Tefty, I know how you can see that. I know how you can think that. There are similar words in there. Strung together, they make different sentences.
Looks exactly the same. I'm looking at the covers. They look exactly the same.
It's even written by the same author. What the fuck?
I'm right. What a travesty. Is awful.
I put a lot of time. I put a lot of time into that first book, and I expect it to be part of the second.
Even the taglines on the front are actually the same. Book 3 in the Magnificent Dune Chronicles, the best-selling science fiction adventure of all time. Book 4 in the Magnificent Dune Chronicles, the best-selling science adventure of all time. They only changed one thing. They're charging a whole new thing.
I'm pretty sure the content in that second book was in the first book, and then the publisher cut it, didn't they?
Yes, they did.
I'm pretty sure.
They did. Yep. It's not that they thought that it would make a better story in the second book.
No. Right, if I showed you the first Dune and then showed you the second one. Because
there was actually a complete rewrite of Dune right before it came out, like a year before it came out. That's why it doesn't make any sense.
Damn.
Yeah. That's why it's broken up into like seven different books.
I don't read.
Richard Horton says Bungie seemed to be pandering to Pope Bear and other casuals. Do you think that this might have an effect on endgame PvE? Less grind.
I will reserve my judgment until we play it.
Yeah.
I will reserve judgment until I actually know what the hell is in the PvE.
What the endgame content actually is.
Because I have no idea.
I'll reserve my judgment until I meet this charlatan Pope Bear the casual.
You are casual.
I know.
I know.
Detailed Trademark says, with smaller teams and slower ability recharges, am I the only one afraid of slowing down gameplay too much?
Just get good at shooting.
Yeah.
What do you want from? No, okay, no, but seriously, like they have slowed it down. They've slowed down like ability recharge and all that stuff is right. It's now on like a universal cooldown from what we can tell. So people are going to be getting their stuff around the same time. So you're going to have to think more about when do I throw this grenade instead of just being like, I'm going to throw it across the map and it's going to stick someone and kill them instantly. And I'm going to have it in 20 seconds. So why not? You're going to have to actually think about your engagements more. It's going to be more about team play and gun skill gunplay. It's going to be a lot less ability oriented. But I don't think that makes it definitely doesn't make it feel slow or boring. It just makes it feel like, oh, I died because he actually had better shots than me, right? Instead of, oh, he threw something across the map and instantly
or you can take a step further and I died because I didn't disengage from the fight when I needed to.
Yeah.
Also, blame yourself.
We played each one of us 2 hours of this?
Probably.
You think actual playtime?
Yeah, that sounds safe.
Okay. How long did it take for Titan skating to be discovered in Destiny?
Immediately. Oh, sorry.
No, more than 2 hours.
A while. Yeah, a while.
It actually took a while before they figured out Titan skating.
Yeah. How long was it before people figured out that you moved around the map faster if you use control on a hunter?
For Bones of AO to come out.
Yeah. Like we are seeing a very small snippet of this game and not enough to judge the game by.
Yeah.
People are very excited who have played it. People who have not played it seem less excited, but we have seen a very small portion of this game.
Yeah.
That is too logical of a response, Briar. I fully expect you to redact that and accept a more fringe approach.
That's exactly what a shill would say. I am so disappointed.
This is ridiculous. DCP podcast.
I'm getting paid mad loot from Big Bungie over here.
Where's my check? Damn it.
Daps asks, if Ace of Spades returns, it's not, do you think we'll be able to fire it like Cade? I really hope we'll get more fanfire hand cannons.
I hope we get some fanfire hand cannons too, because right now it's just last word. I love the spinny thing. I love the flashy stuff because, I'm a hunter. I want to see more of it. So Bungie, get on it. Add some flashy weapons.
Yeah, that would be super cool. I still want that dual wield hand cannon thing. That would be super fun.
That would be fun. That would be fun.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
I gotta say, I really hope they resist the urge to bring back Destiny 1 weapons in Destiny 2. I wouldn't mind seeing it in Destiny 3 or 4 when there's actually some nostalgia associated with it.
Yeah.
But if they bring it back again, because they just brought him back for Rise of Iron.
And everyone loses their minds. And
then everyone's upset that they're bringing back the old weapons that they wanted to continue with them into Destiny 2, but now they're upset about it because now it's happening.
Yeah. Yep.
Just it's a mess.
All right. Enrique Espinoza asked the big question of the week. Have any of you asked Bungie if there are customization options like for a beard or even facial hair?
No, I haven't.
Well,
we haven't actually. Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
They were not commenting.
Okay.
I happened to put together a little vlog, and at the end, I did mention beards. And it was in front of Deej and Steve. And Deej gave him the shake. Can't say anything.
Yeah, I got the shake a couple times from a couple different Bungie people that were on the floor that I talked to, hoping to catch somebody off the guards.
Mm-hmm.
And their answer was coached. I'm sorry. They said we would like. There are some surprises we would like you to discover on your own.
Exactly.
Just pull up on their phone with their response.
It's at the end of the vlog on there. You can see, it's very clear that there was
a good vlog, by the way, Tafty. I watched that.
Thanks.
That was really good.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun to make it.
We had a lot of fun.
Nora says, did you notice the PvE and PvP damage numbers are the same now in Destiny 2?
No, I didn't.
What?
No.
The question's a little weird. I'm going to go with, did you notice that the PvE and PvP damage numbers are the same now as they were, as what we saw in Destiny 2? So the PvP and PvE damage numbers seem the same in Destiny 1 and Destiny 2.
Yeah,
is what I think the crux of the question is.
It seems like they're just scaling how the damage is displayed. They're not gonna have it suddenly deal, stupid amounts of damage because they are using the same engine for the most part. So, I can understand that.
Shaquille Everett says, toasted cinnamon raisin bagel. Do you put cream cheese or butter on it?
Cream cheese.
Cream cheese works.
Cream cheese.
A cinnamon raisin bagel?
Yeah.
Cinnamon raisin bagel still.
Cinnamon raisin.
Going with butter.
I'm going to go butter too.
Okay. Let me pitch this
so
idea.
Rarely agree with Patrick, but this day is truly special
Have you not had?
It's been right all day.
Have you not had like a raspberry cream cheese schmear?
Mm.
Yeah, that's delicious. You can definitely put sweet with cream cheese.
Yeah, of course you can.
Of course you can.
I'd say butter though.
But butter on a cinnamon raisin bagel is, you just can't fuck it up.
Butter is so thin unless you go crazy with it, and then you're like, Jesus, that's a lot of butter. Cream cheese, it feel like you get a pass to just put a ton of cream cheese.
If you put a lot of cream cheese, that's what I'm talking
about.
Exactly. Less room for error with the cream cheese.
I like to get it all in my beard and just smear it all over.
Yeah, I saw that earlier.
You do that with everything, Pope.
You had like a little schmutz right here earlier, but you got it.
It's kind of hard to not do that. Fallout's going to love where this beard has been.
Yeah, with my pencil mustache, like, nothing gets caught in that.
Every time you get something stuck into your beard, you should just snap a selfie and save it to a special album on your phone. Call it the Fallout album. So once he's got it glued to his face, then you email him all those pictures.
Yeah, I don't know if you know about that, Robbie, but I'm supposed to shave my beard off at Guardian Con and stick it to Fallout.
I shaved mine too, man. It's been like 2 weeks since I've shaved. Not even kidding.
Oh, man. I'd grow this back in 2 weeks.
Jeez. That sucks, man.
The boy asks, would you like to see the ability to buy more vault space with in-game currency like in Borderlands 2?
That's a thing in Borderlands? I didn't even know that.
Iridium.
Upgrade your vault. Upgrade that stash.
I feel like it's just unnecessary. It's just an unnecessary thing to put your in-game currency to, where they could have just given it to you. Or I would prefer to like unlock it through playing the game. If anything,
I'd be mad if that was a thing. I'm fine with in-game currency, like buying stuff like for like cosmetics or like emotes and stuff like that. But if you get something,
I don't think they're talking about silver here. I think they're talking about glimmer.
Oh, glimmer.
It just seems kind of unnecessary.
It's the same thing called, it's like 6 of one, half dozen of the other. Either you unlock it through gameplay as your character progresses and the need for more vault opens up, or you purchase it with money that you've earned because you're playing the game. It's 6 of one, half dozen of the other. It doesn't, I think they just,
I'd prefer to just have it, to be honest. Like if you have the ability to give me this amount of vault space, just give me this amount of vault space from the beginning.
Yeah. For the RPG aspect, I actually enjoy unlocking more vault space. Like if you get a really rare piece of economy, like in Borderlands it's iridium, then it drops rare. Mm-hmm. So when you get that and you can unlock more space or upgrade in Borderlands you can upgrade how many bullets you can carry as well for that. So there's a lot of different unlocks. It actually works out really well in Borderlands. So I wouldn't mind seeing something like that.
It's just one more little dopamine drip.
Exactly. Yep.
Bumblebee Cannon says, about how long would you like these Lost Sector dungeons to take? How about their difficulty? Should it be hard to solo?
No. They've already said that it's meant to be an activity that doesn't take you that long. It's meant to be you're running around the world doing, whatever it is that you're doing. You come across this Lost Sector, you go in there, you kill the boss, get some sweet loot, and then you leave. It's not supposed to be like this super intense, long, difficult thing. Adventures are longer than the dungeons, and adventures were 10 to 15 minutes. So
I'm hoping that both of these have varying levels of difficulty.
That would be cool. Yeah.
Some of them you find are pretty easy, and they're kind of more toward the starting areas where, blueberries are most likely to be found. And then as you start to explore deeper and into the fringes of the public areas or the new patrol zones, you do start to find some stuff that can be pretty damn difficult.
Yeah.
I think that they should also scale. If you walk in with the fire team into it
should be harder.
That'd be cool.
Matt Monkey says, should we be at all concerned about having only one power weapon for raids? Choosing between snipers or rockets could be tough. You don't have to choose, Matt Monkey. You can just swap it out when you want the other one.
It's true. I hope
you can
bring both.
I was thinking about it. Like, we didn't see any hot swap wheel type of stuff, but it was the Dre build. I'm really hoping that maybe the final build does have some sort of
a quick swap
type of thing. Yeah, imagine if you hold down and then you could swap your power weapons, be it based on what's in your inventory.
Would you keep the ammo, or would you lose it?
Let's say for PvE you keep your ammo, but for PvP it drops, or you lose it completely. I think that would be an interesting way to possibly handle that, and then give us the emote wheel as well and all that. Because maybe they are going to add it. Right now, obviously, it doesn't seem like they are, but we'll see.
I mean, they're going to balance the encounters based around the way weapons work now.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Samuel Gustafus, do you think Destiny 2 will release with three?
I'll restart that.
Release with 3 subclasses per character, or will the third one be available later, like the Traveler King?
Patrick thinks it's going to be 4.
Yeah,
Patrick thinks it's 4.
We already kind of discussed this. Danny J says, any word if Destiny 2 will have class-specific weapons, i.e. Telelock, Ace of Spades? Also, I'm crazy. Am I crazy if I'm a Warlock main? No, man.
Well,
you
no.
ain't crazy.
So I actually had a theory about class-specific weapons. So in the trailer, you saw different classes using different type of swords, right? Like the hunter was like a katana type sword. I can't remember. I think it was a broadsword for one of them. So I'm thinking that maybe different classes can use different types of swords that are more specific to like their fantasy, their kind of lore, the kind of play style that they have. I'm thinking that could be a thing. You know, one wouldn't be more powerful than the other. It would just be like maybe different animations, different looking.
Mm-hmm.
Do you guys think that the class-specific exotics was a success, or do you think that's something that they should leave behind?
I like it for like flavor reasons, but for actual gameplay,
I didn't use much.
That's the thing, is it puts too prohibitive of a thing on the developers, where it's like, well, we can't make this too powerful, because then what if this becomes a top tier exotic? Only Warlocks will be able to use it, or something like that. So I like it, but there's too many restrictions on it for it to not be good, and I want them to have as much freedom to make OP shit like Zalos, Supercell, and Gjallarhorn as much as possible.
Yeah, true.
I don't know if it works specifically with like the subclasses, kind of like the armor theory that Tefty had earlier. I could see them doing this again.
Like I can see it going both ways, but I prefer everything to be available for everyone for the most part.
Yeah.
Here's where I think that where I differ from that opinion. It's I feel like they're creating everything about Destiny 2 is telling me that they're creating more specific identifiable type classes. If you're a hunter, you can move faster and have agility, but you're a little weaker. And if you're a Titan, you're going to be slower, but you're going to have more defensive capabilities, and you're going to be this type of play style. The tank, I think they're pushing us towards more specific types of play styles. And if that's the case, I think we're going to see weapons that are specific to those classes. I
think I would like that too, Pope. To me, the subclasses and the classes felt a little too samey in Destiny 1. I would like more differentiation and like specific roles that each subclass would play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that'd be more fun.
And honestly,
and it give you a reason to play all the subclasses too.
Yeah, pinning down those builds too into those quadrants makes it even more. It makes it more capable for them to make that happen also in the final build.
It does. Like I said, it brings more possibilities.
It does, yeah.
It really does. It really does.
Bill Hartnett says, do you think having only one person on the team getting heavy will lead to teammates fighting over drops?
Yes.
Probably.
Yep.
I think in like
shitty team.
I think like in public kind of events or like public like games, but like if you're like in a competitive with a team, you're obviously gonna like
have it mapped out,
talk about it, and who's gonna get it and stuff like that.
Yeah, here's our dedicated sniper user. Hey,
exactly.
This is the point in the round where we would normally want to see someone start, using sniper ammo. So let's have him get the next ammo.
So I think it's good strategically, but like for like public games, yes, you're gonna see like 8 people around it, like all pressing square.
And we don't know. We don't know if that's the way it's going to be in other types of game modes. All we saw was one game mode. And in that game mode, it makes sense that heavy or the power weapon ammo would be relegated to one. That choice makes sense. But I have a feeling that in the more social oriented playlists, you're going to see, you're probably going to see ammunition go a lot more liberally towards maybe more people in the group.
You think?
Maybe. I think that I think it may be something like this, that say there's a brick. I talked about it earlier. A brick has 100 rounds of a heavy machine gun or 5 rounds of and then if two people come up to based on proximity, it divides the ammo amongst you. So I think they're going to do something like that a little more socially, but maybe they don't. But I hope they do. I hope they make it fun still.
Thank goodness there's no friendly fire, because in Halo, if you picked up the sniper rifle and somebody wanted it, they could just melee you a couple times and take it.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to do 3 more questions.
Okay.
Yep.
I'm going to start with Sir Sloth. What do you guys enjoy most about the Destiny community?
The people, for sure.
People, 100%.
Well, yeah. It's just really inclusive for everyone. It feels like when I started streaming Destiny, going from YouTube to then streaming, so many people reached out to me and were like, this is how we do it in the Destiny community. It's super cool to have you here. Whereas I think if I did that with any other game, that would not happen.
On your own. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah.
Don't encroach on my shit.
Exactly.
This is my territory.
Destiny, it's like, this is a community. We want to build everyone to make this game and community as strong as possible.
Yeah, I think the quote is that when the water rises, or when the tide rises, everyone rises.
All ships rise with the tide, or something like that.
Yeah.
Just the overwhelming kindness from the people in the community specifically is something I'm always continually impressed by. Where even we got all the charities that are going on, people coming out to help each other. Like Lori Pops was like, can anyone help, me move in with, my boyfriend? And then people are like, yeah, we'll donate to help you move across the world. So, the kindness transcends the game at this point.
Yeah, screw you guys.
Exactly. He says that out of love.
I'm just in it for the women.
I don't know. I'm in it for the dank memes.
Memes are nice.
The Divine Lazis says, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't remember any mention of an arena type. I'm skipping this one. Hipster Deadpool says, do you think the slower times to kill in Destiny 2 PvP will possibly be a downside for competitive teams?
No. I think if anything, it's a better. Yeah, I think it's way better.
It would be way better.
It comes down to gun skill and not, he jumped in front of me and stuck me, and I couldn't do anything about it.
Yeah.
So it's a lot better.
Yeah.
Most Interesting Korean says, what is the proper protocol for clipping nails?
Funny story. I actually bite mine, and today I ripped my pinky.
Why?
So bad. It hurts so bad.
So that's not the proper protocol.
Yeah. So definitely not biting.
How many of you guys bite your nails?
I do.
If I have a hangnail, I totally will bite.
I bite my nails.
In that situation, if I'm out, I don't have access to clippers.
Yeah, it's gotta get rid of the hangnail.
I keep fingernail.
I have clippers somewhere. I just don't care.
I keep fingernail clippers on me because not only are they a wonderful thing to just mess with in my hands all the time, they also
lighter.
Yeah, you're like, little hangnail, okay, there we go, done.
So I have 2 kids and a wife, and I am the only person who cuts my nails over a trash can, and it drives me batshit crazy.
Just throwing nails everywhere.
There's fucking nails flying around willy-nilly. You don't know where those things are landing.
That's funny.
I don't have that problem. I don't have rocket propelled fingernails here. I just I clip them, and then
no matter how hard you try, they go flying.
They don't.
Some
you guys
of them
just suck at clipping them.
You know what they have is they have clippers that have a little container. They're almost like the hole puncher where you empty out the hole puncher and all the holes are there. They have clippers like that.
They do.
Now I gotta go throw it away.
That's disgusting. When I was, I started playing guitar in high school, and I used to bite my nails. But then once I started playing guitar,
that was a clean bite. That was a clean cut right there.
Now you gotta rub it. Now you gotta rub it on your shirt or your jeans to smooth it out, because that's the other important thing that people don't do with their nails. They're like, "Oh yeah, I cut my nails, I'm done." No, you smooth that out. You use a file.
You gotta
file it down. That's right.
Your nails.
So anyways,
of all the things,
I have slightly longer nails on my right hand just for finger picking, and I've done that for years, 10, 15 years. So that's how I stopped biting my nails, actually, was by playing guitar.
Also, if you get in a fight with Tefty, he goes for your eyes with those nails.
Talons.
All right, that's it. There were a ton more questions this week. That was 7 pages of questions. We actually got through them really quick.
Oh.
Yeah.
But there were a ton more people. And you'll notice it wasn't all the silly questions that we normally get, which I love so dearly.
I love them. They are the best questions.
Yeah, I really do enjoy the silly
Yeah.
questions. I tried to get one in at the end, so thank you, Mr. String Korean. But yeah, I mean, people are really interested in Destiny too.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Which is awesome.
All right. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. That was the 34th episode of Destiny Community Podcast. You want to find me? I'm at Holtzmann_YT on Twitter, and you can come talk to me about clipping nails now.
I'm Briar Rabbit. You can find me on Twitter at the Briar Rabbit or on YouTube. Just look up Briar Rabbit, same as Twitch. I'll see you there.
My name is Tefty Teft. You can talk to me at Teft on Twitter. Catch the streams I do on twitch.tv/TeftyTeft, usually 6 p.m.-ish Pacific time. And I have a YouTube channel that's getting some love here and there as well. Tefty Teft.
And I'm Miss 5000 Watts. You can find me on Twitter, YouTube, and Twitch at Miss 5000 Watts.
Robbie?
You can find me on twitch.tv/Robbie_V or twitter.com/RobbieV. I'm also on Mr. Fruit's channel, Dream Team. Just look it up. It's a good time. Thanks for having me, guys.
Absolutely.
Thanks for coming on.
And this has been Pope Bear. You can find me on Twitter at Pope Bear or lurking in these guys' channels. Just a heads up, we are also doing an event. If you're just listening in, I want to remind you guys we're doing an event on Monday at noon Pacific. We will be playing Friday the 13th. We'll all be streaming. It'll be a lot of fun, and make sure you come out and join us. Also, I'd like to announce that a couple events have been brought up for the Guardian Con stream. We are going to be taking up a slot as one of the key streamers for the Guardian Con stream, as well as I believe Tefty and Miss Watts got their own slots. Yep. But as far as the DCP one, it's linked in my Twitter here, but I'm going to bring it up. We are on June 28th. Wednesday, June 28th at 8 p.m. to midnight, right?
Midnight, yep.
Eastern
time. And we're right before Bife and Unknown Player.
Have to wake up early for that.
More console.
Wait, what was this? What was the time of that again?
8 p.m. Eastern.
8 p.m. Eastern?
So 5 p.m.
Oh, that's not bad.
Yeah.
No.
Yes, Tefty, you can be up for that.
Well, that's my normal hours. Come on.
All right. Well, and then you got Tefty on June 27th from midnight to 4 a.m. Eastern. And you have Miss Watts on June 26th. So for 3 days straight, you can watch one of us. Miss Watts is at 8 p.m.
8 p.m. to midnight. So same time as DCP, but on a different day.
And so we should be. I thought I saw the Dream Team on this, right?
Yeah, we're like one of the last days, I think, like 4 to 8, I think. But I think we're before Datto.
Yeah, you're right before Datto. 4 to 8 on June 27th. Make sure to catch those. I will retweet this on the Guardian or the DCP Twitch or Twitter. Sorry, and get all the information out there. Don't forget to follow that Twitter, DCP Twitter, because that's also where we're going to be taking question submissions from now on.
Yes.
Yep. Okay.
Absolutely.
And to find someone to raid here at the end, Tefty. Oh wait, we gotta say bye, everyone. Bye, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. Bye.
Bye.
See you next week.
Wait,
Tefty,
what?
you gotta thank the.
No, that's why I'm saying
Guardian.
bye, so we can do.
No, we gotta say.
The Kate 6 dolls.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Thank you very much. I honestly don't remember who sent it. The Cade 6 dolls, nice. But we did get I got those at the PO box. All three of them, and they're in safe condition. So we'll be signing those and giving away at Guardian Con, right?
Yeah. So we have some of the Kate 6 dolls to give out at Guardian Con.
3 of them.
I will. Yeah. God, I thought you had his name. I'll pull it up right now.
Yeah, I didn't have it. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I'm bad at this. Rip.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we signed off for the
happy Gengar.
Happy Gengar.
Happy Gengar.
Cool.
Shout out.
Happy Gengar. Shout out to him, man.
Gengar.
Thanks.
Thank you very
We
much,
got it.
Happy Gengar. Appreciate that. All right, are we good on the recording?
Yeah, we can say bye now. Okay, bye.
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 Now we're done.